He is near. He is near. Although you face what seems impossible, your faith will draw him close to you. Enemies seen and unseen, battles feel so very real. Just claim your victory and stand fast in your destiny. Your faith will draw him close to you. He is here. He is near. I can feel him in the atmosphere. If it feels like he's far away, your faith will draw him close to you. Your faith will draw him close to you. He is near. He is here. I can feel him in this atmosphere. If it feels like he's far away, your faith will draw him close to you. So glad your faith can draw him close to you. Just have your faith, it will draw him close to you. It is your faith, it will draw him close to you. Ooh.
believers. We're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yo, listen. Living in a time where evil's staring in your face. Yeah. Problem situations, tragedies are commonplace. Persecution running rampant, it makes you wanna lose your faith. Yeah. But please don't be discouraged. Just remember He's the way. Yeah. Let your light shine. Gave His Son so the world it's in Him who should believe. Everybody shout! Even from the mountain, even in the valley low. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Can't keep it a secret. Not like the whole world knows. Listen, I get so excited at the mention of His name. Yeah. Said there's no way that I can hide it. It's written all over my face. So tell me who else would love me after all the wrong I've done. So don't expect me to keep quiet. I'm about to lose control. Yeah. Tell it, said He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Say tell it, say tell it, Prince of Peace, Lord of everything. Said no more weeping, no more crying. Said He gave me the victory. I'll tell the world this joy I have, the world didn't give it. This joy I have, the world can't take it away. Say tell it, say tell it. If the Lord's been good to you, you gotta lift your hands, you gotta lift your voice. Tell the world how He brought you through. Say that I'm not ashamed. Jump, jump, jump up, jump up and get down. Jump, 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 jump up and get down. Tell somebody, tell everybody, we're not ashamed. Yeah.
Now if you got a little rhythm, move left to right. A new experience, baby, go hit your stride. And who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? And when the grooves get good, don't right to left. Shut up, y'all. We got grab the tread. Now who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? I'm walking. Then stretch and walk it out like you know your plans you have for me. There's no evil. It's all good things. Lord, I love you. So I will trust you. Here I let my fear die.
open up doors. Took me down a path I ain't never been before. Looking at the road, I don't see a lot of space. Guess I gotta drop my load, cause you're picking up the pace. Don't leave me to die, be by my side. I get a little anxious, please be my guide. I got my feet shot, I've been prepping for the moment I would get the green light. So if you see me, I'm rolling like feet. Don't fail me now.
Like I am by faith. Oh Lord, I'm walking. Anybody else going? Yeah, say I am. I'm walking. When my eyes can't get it right, will be my guide. Oh yeah, I'll follow. When I don't understand, I'll surrender to your plan for me. Go ahead, get Papa. I'm a walking. Oh yeah. I'm walking. I'm walking.
Hey. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It is a blessed and glorious day, and that beat is doing what that beat be doing. It's riding, and it makes me feel good, man. Hey, good morning, y'all. It is hump day, man. We made it to the hump day. All I can think about is that, what was that? A Geico commercial with the camel? He was going through there. It was Gary, whatever his name was. He was going through there with the hump. What day is this? Hump day! It's hump day! Good morning, y'all. It's hump day. It's Wednesday, April the 16th. And you're locked in right now with Zeke live in the morning. I'm your host, Zeke Locke. I like the way that sounds. I'm your host, Zeke Locke. I'm your host, Zeke Locke. Of course, we got Mr. Eric Rideout, Mr. Pastor Rich Holmes, as well as, yesterday we had Rondo on the Rocks, and then let's see, we've always got some kind of special guest that's coming in, but it's a good way, great way to start your day. And so thank you for locking in with us. Definitely appreciate everybody who comes on like every morning. Listen, some of y'all get on here every single morning. Y'all don't know what that does to my heart. That drives me literally to want to do this and continue doing this. And so I absolutely appreciate y'all. So y'all locked in for real. Y'all have defined what a lock star is, man. That encourages my soul. And we're gonna get into that conversation a little bit today, like encouragement. Because today is Wellness Wednesday. It's hump day, but it's Wellness Wednesday, April 16th, Wellness Wednesday. We're making sure that everybody's all right. Are you okay mentally? Are you okay physically? Are you okay emotionally? Are you okay spiritually? Are you okay just relationally? Like, that word, relationally, yeah. Relationshipally? Are your relationships in order? Like, are you well? In my church, they got this thing, we call it Holy Healthy. Matter of fact, let me type that in the banner. Holy Healthy. We'll create a banner for it. Matter of fact, I might even make a call. That answers a question. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so at my church, we got this thing, we call it that right there. You see it on the screen. Holy Healthy. Uh-oh, wrong way. Okay. Dang, my Lord, it is so difficult to look backwards here. Anyways, long story short, y'all see it on the screen. Holy Healthy. WHOLLY. Healthy. Of course, healthy. It's talking about being healthy in your whole self. So are you, it's a play on the word holy. Church, holy. So being holy and being healthy. But you can't be holy unless you're wholly healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you mentally, are you okay? Emotionally, are you okay? Spiritually, are you okay? Physically, are you okay? Just think about that even as we go through the day today. Just think about that for yourself. Are you okay? Are your relationships okay? And if they're not, what we're going to do to fix them? What we're going to do to get healthy in those areas? So we're being wholly healthy on today. You like that? We're being wholly healthy on today. It's Wellness Wednesday. So that's what we're going kind of dive into a little bit on today. So cool. Anyways, I love that y'all are here with me. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. First comment. That's what I'm looking for. Where's the first comment of the day? The first comment that came through was from our girl Brony Cat. There she is right there. First comment of the day. Good morning to you. Good morning. And then here's my boy, Mr. Will Chapman. Y'all know he was on the show with us on Friday. Yes. On Friday. So you definitely want to go back and check that out. I keep pointing back to that one, but you want to check that one out because he's talking about how you can deal with these young inner city boys and girls who are looking for mentors, looking for somebody to love on them. And he's got a testimony and he talks about all of that on Friday. I think we even went over a little bit talking about it. So go ahead and check that episode out with my boy Will Chapman. Good to see you, man. That's one of my best friends in the world, y'all. Check out right here. Vicky, you just blessed my soul. Victoria, you just blessed my soul. Blessings, my brother. I pray God continue walking with you, blessing you with abundance, wisdom, and prosperity along your journey. I pray that he continue allowing you to help heal people by giving you the words of wisdom to put out to the world. Love. Oh. Listen, I was sitting here drinking my coffee, and today's coffee cup is Joy to the World. So clearly I've got a thing for Christmas coffee cups. I don't know why. I drink out of them all year. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because we don't keep a whole lot of coffee cups around here, but I think they're just shaped the right way. These are shaped just right. But that's why I like my Santa Claus mug. Anyways, though, I was sitting here sipping my coffee, and I came with that comment came across the side over here, and I was just like, oh. I almost started crying. So thank you for that, Victoria. Thank you so much. And then, hold on, I got to do this. This is what I was looking for from Brony Cat. She had to make sure she got the first comment of the day, so she had to type the short one first, good morning. And then she came back and gave us the church announcements. I told y'all that's the church announcement, lady. Welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning with your host, Zeke Locke, and co-host Eric Rideout and Richard Holmes. Grab your morning beverage. There it is. And let's get locked. Hey, just get Brony Cat, and you just every day, you just got a good one every day. I love it. Thank you so much, bro. Yes. And then there's the movie star, the movie producer, the movie maker, the movie man. And I'm calling him that because I can't wait till we have him on here to talk about his movie. We had Jamaica Lachey and Rhonda on the Rocks yesterday, and they were talking about being on the movie set. We were just kind of talking about how cool that was, how dope that was. This is whose movie it was. And y'all saw Rich one day when he was on set, and he kind of scanned around, and Dre took the phone. Relentless took the phone. Got to call by stage name. Relentless took the phone and kind of scanned around and went to everybody. So I can't wait to have him on the show so y'all can see what he did. And then also, I can't wait till y'all hear. Me and him got a couple songs together. I can't wait till y'all hear those. But one of them, it didn't make this project, but I got one for, I got a second project that's a follow-up behind the one that we're going through the submissions of right now, and it's on that. It's actually one of the main songs on it. Anyways, we'll talk about that later, because that's cool. So y'all need to go follow Relentless. Please follow him. Follow his page. Y'all see it right there on Facebook. Y'all go follow him so y'all can keep up to date with what he's got going on with his movie and all of his music. He was... Okay, I'm parked right here for just 1 second, Relentless. I know I'm harking on you, and I'm getting back to some more morning shout-outs. I'm doing some more morning shout-outs after. But Relentless was, excuse me, maybe I'm crying a little bit. No, I was just thinking about this yesterday, because I thought I was going to get a chance to get over there. You invited me to come to the thing, and my day just did not do that. I was like, dang, man, I wish I could have just dropped it all and went over there and saw him. That's like seeing, Steven Spielberg inviting you to a movie. You'll drop everything to go to that set. I was just like, I didn't get a chance to really do that. I'm like, I done missed so many opportunities with so many greats. And I got to thinking about it. I'm like, Relentless is actually, in my mind, one of those great ones. Like, gospel hip hop was not good, for lack of a better word, for a period of time. There were like a few good ones, like, you know, my boy Will C, who we was talking about, he put me up on folks like Lecrae way back in the day, and The Truth and Cross Movement and all of that. But outside of that, Christian hip hop was just kind of like, yeah, whack. Like, I hated going to youth concerts. They'd bring like the Christian hip hop artists in, and they'd just be like, it's like was over preachy, and it was, the beats were underwhelming. Over preachy and underwhelming. But Relentless had bars. It was just something different about him. Like, it was just this young kid with like these crazy bars, you know. And so I always looked up to his stuff, and we all aspire to be what he does. So he's moving in the movie world. My brain been in that visual direction. So if he's doing it, that means at some point, you know, we got somebody we can follow. So y'all go shout out to Relentless. I know I just parked there for a minute, Relentless, and I'll take my check in the mail. Good morning, Monique. What's up? Good morning to you. Thank you for locking in. Amazing. Monique, I hope all is well with you on this day. I hope you're doing well on this Wellness Wednesday. And then good morning to Miss Rhonda on the Rocks. Look at that, y'all. She was on with us yesterday, of course. Her and look at this right under it, Miss Jamaica Lachey. They were both on there on yesterday. So go check that conversation out, because we were just talking about Relentless. And these two were on movie set with him. Also, we're going to play some of Jamaica Lachey's music a little bit later on today. So y'all make sure, I play Jamaica Lachey's music quite a bit. Y'all listen, I play it quite a bit because I really do believe in both of those songs. I love both of those songs we've been playing. I hope y'all have learned to love them as well. And I hope the only place y'all not consuming those songs is over on Zeke Live in the morning. I mean, shout out to you for listening to it here, but I hope y'all go and like download those and really listen to what this woman is spitting. This girl is saying, you know, if it ain't bringing me joy, if it ain't bringing me love, if it don't fill these voids, I don't want it. Like, that's a good lyric if I've ever heard one. So I really honestly love that song. And then that I'm gonna need you to say less and pray more. Yeah, but then she says, and put some work to add some work to the promise. Like, okay, so we got all these promises and stuff, but we sitting back just using prayer like a crutch, just waiting on God to just do it. No, put some work behind that thing. So, like, you know, it's kind of a prophetic voice that I hear in there. And I know it ain't your typical doom, doom, doom kind of music that they play in these charismatic, non-denominational churches. I get it. It's hip-hop. It's in your face. It's vibey. It's Jesus-y. But the words matter, and those are good words. So, Jamaica Lachey, thank you so much. She was on the show yesterday. Y'all go check that episode out. She's telling what her experience was like on the movie set, and there were some funny little experiences in there, like some real stuff. So, if you know you're interested in getting in the movie world, these two ladies right here, Miss Rhonda on the Rocks and Miss Jamaica Lachey, are your go-to episode, which was yesterday, Tuesday. And speaking of Miss Rhonda on the Rocks, y'all know I got to do this, especially on Wellness Wednesday, especially on, oh snap, I just had it and then I lost it. There it is. I scrolled down. Rhonda on the Run, hashtag Rhonda on the Run, and tag that with at Rhonda on the Rocks over on Instagram. What is Rhonda on the Run? For those of y'all who have never heard me talk about it, I've been talking about it all month, but I know we got people who ain't never been on Zeke Live, so welcome. Rhonda on the Run is a program. It's a challenge that's been given to us by Miss Rhonda on the Rocks. Rhonda on the Rocks has a podcast. She has a really amazing podcast. You should really go check it out. You can follow her at Rhonda on the Rocks. But this Rhonda on the Run challenge that she's doing is for us to make healthier choices throughout the month of April. So April 1st through April 31st. I'm sorry. April 31st. Yeah, that means forever and ever. You just keep these healthy challenges. That's the goal. So the challenge is to go April 1st through April 30th. But the goal, you know, the hopes is that you'll go April 1st through April 31st. You see what I did there? In other words, you'll make these healthy choices permanent. So if that means that you eat something a little healthier, You cut back on things like sugars and meats and things like that, then, cut back on that stuff. And if that means drinking more water, then drink more water. If that means going out and actually getting physical, so actually taking a walk, actually taking a run, which is the main thing we want you to do. Like, actually get out there and get active, get those steps in. I heard my boy Will C say he got 3 miles in when it first started. You know what I mean? Like, and it got him back active and back going. Like, you can make these healthy changes and you'll feel it. You'll feel it better. So please do that. Hashtag Rhonda on the Run. Follow her on Instagram at Rhonda on the Rocks. And be sure to get involved in that challenge, because I promise y'all, we got to do better by our health. We really do got to do better by our health in our community. That's, just craziness. Yeah. We got so many health issues, so many, like we talking about Wellness Wednesday. We got so many mental things that's going on with us, and a lot of it is environmental, but even in that, because of just social-economic things. I mean, it's just a web of stuff, but our health suffers. Like, our health actually ends up struggling from all of that. And so, yeah. So now that we're a little bit more advanced, a little more evolved, a little smarter, we done wised up a little bit more, we can actually choose now to make healthier choices. Like, we more college educated, we got better jobs, we doing better financially. We're growing as a community. We still got a long way to go, but we ain't where we were. And so we are at the place where I think that we can do healthier things. We can make healthier choices. You ain't got to eat chitlins and pig feet every day. I mean, you ain't got to have a pan of macaroni every day with a pot of greens, with the now y'all can tell I've been fasting, because I'm my God. I would love a pot of greens right now with some macaroni. But you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to eat that every day. You ain't got to. And I know sometimes just being, and I'm guilty of this one. Sometimes your schedule just doesn't permit for you to really have. You know what I mean? Sometimes your schedule just doesn't permit you to really have like really healthy choices. Like, you got to really work it into your schedule. So you end up doing stuff like going to McDonald's and grabbing a burger because it's the quickest thing you can do, and you can eat it while you're driving. But I mean, you get a schedule of a couple weeks that runs like that, you done realize not only have you broken your bank account from spending all that money on McDonald's, but you done broke your health, because now you're sluggish and you're lethargic. You know what I mean? So we got to make healthier choices. So please, as you do that, especially if you get out and you're walking, especially if you get out and you walk or you run, even if you're just walking around your office, please tag Rhonda on the Run and hashtag Rhonda on the Run and tag Rhonda on the Rocks all this month. Listen, she's starting to get views from places like Fabletics and Planet Fitness and all these major companies, and we're trying to send this girl to Capo. We're trying to send her. I'm trying to go with her. So please, y'all partake in that challenge, and let's do better together. Lock stars, let's do better together. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. I saw this one I wanted to see. I was looking for this one right here. Look at that right there. Mama JP Rideout. Y'all know that's Eric's mama. Y'all know we can't close out the show until we know that she said it was good. Y'all know we can't close it out till she says it's good. So when she gets in here, y'all got to love her. Y'all got to give her the hearts and all that good stuff like that, because we respect the mamas of the show. The mamas of the show approve us. And that's why, I really do. Every time you write on there, good show and all that, I think we all, because a lot of times me, Eric, and Rich stay after the show and talk, and just kind of rehash and just kind of like woosah before we get about our day. And that always comes up. Like, we appreciate that you encourage us about what we're doing every morning. So we do appreciate it when you say phenomenal show or good, because who can support you like your own mama? That's, you know what I mean? That's real. If your own mama don't support you, then the rest of the world ain't with you. So having my mama on the show and giving me stuff, having Eric's mama approve of the show every day, and a good segue, having Rich's mama, that's LAH Entertainment and Arts, who sponsored the month of April for us. You see what I'm saying? Like, she paid for us to be able to be on the air. So our mothers like support us, and that helps us with our wellness. So all that to say, Mama, thank you so much for always giving us that amazing compliment at the end of every show, because it lets us know, that our mothers got our back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's real, and that's real talk. Our mothers have supported us emotionally by showing up and by financially supporting us. Our mamas did it, and we didn't even ask them to. They just did it. So that makes us feel good, y'all. Honest to God. So y'all show some love to Mrs. JP. Rideout. Absolutely. Let's see here. Look at this. Look what I just saw here. Willie C is also an extra in the movie. I did not know there were so many movie stars. I'm gonna stop calling y'all lock stars and just start calling all y'all movie stars. That's just, y'all ain't lock stars. Y'all movie stars. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. Look at this right here. So, look at that. Yeah. It's hard to eat a salad and drive. Exactly. Like, you can get a salad at McDonald's, right? Like, you can go to McDonald's, you can get that salad, you can get, the salad costs more than everything else, but I mean, you can still get it. You can get it, but try opening up the little package thing and taking that off and cuffing it and trying to do this, and you going through rush hour traffic, or y'all know how we drive, at least in Chicago. Y'all's other cities, I don't know, but the Chicago area, anywhere in the Chicago area, there's not even just in the city, in the suburbs, in Northwest Indiana, in people do not care. They just. So imagine trying to eat a salad and doing that. So what do you grab? You grab a burger. Well, that has impacts on us. That that affects us, and so we have to, we just have to consider all that stuff. So how do you handle that to make the healthier choice? I guess you got to now adjust your time schedules and all of that, because now you got to either make time to sit down somewhere and eat a salad, you know what I mean, or you got to or I don't know, you got to pack a salad early enough so that you don't spend so much money on it. So you get the big thing at the grocery store, and maybe you get a big pre-made salad, but enough that you can pull out a few, so you don't spend it. But it requires some extra effort. That's the only thing about it. I think that's what makes us ultimately not do it. At the end of the day, it's not just that the other foods taste good, feel good. They just. Listen, a burger over a salad any day, absolutely. But you know what I mean? It's not. I don't think it's just that or just the sugar, because that's addictive as well. I don't think it's just that. I think it's also the extra effort that you got to put in on an already packed up day. Imagine your day is already just jam packed, top to bottom, and at any moment anything else could go pop off without even expecting it. Why would I want to add on now more things to do? I don't know. That's me. That's just me talking. I don't know that I want to be adding on more things to do, but we're trying to get healthy with the Rhonda on the Run challenge. We're trying to get healthy with it. So, y'all continue doing that. Y'all continue getting healthy. I'm looking for something here, because I saw this. We were talking about Relentless as one of the greats. Yeah, Relentless is one of the greats. Come on, shout outs. This is the one I was looking for right here. Yeah, Relentless is definitely one of the greats, y'all. If you ain't never heard his stuff, you need to go check it out. He came from a battle rap world, so bars. I know Christians and battle rap don't seem like they should go together, because we supposed to just uplift. Battle rap is I'm gonna take you down. Yeah, so he got bars that got that kind of heat, you know what I'm saying? And then he got that Spitfire thing he can do, like Twister. He can rap real fast when he wants to, and then he got he's kind of the gambit of vocal lyricism. So, I gotta definitely give him his props on that. But I love this right here. Broadcast says I was all where is it at? Because I can't read it on that little screen. I was all of the gospel rap. I was into all of the gospel rap. Gospel Gangsters, Cross Movement, The Truth. Gospel Gangsters, I vaguely remember that name. Y'all know, so I went to a white evangelical college. And they thought they were into gospel rap, and maybe that's part of it too. We just had, they pushed the ones that were some big names, and they were so whack. So whack. And I'm not even gonna call them just like so whack. I'm gonna say it was like, nah, it was so whack. Bump it. It was so whack. It wasn't good. Like, I mean, if you bumping Jay-Z in the car, Kanye West, you know, I'm talking about this time, the early 2000s, you know, mid 2000s, like, not the early 2000s. Well, yeah, okay, so like the 90s, come out the 90s, where DMX, Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls, you know what I'm saying? Like if that was what you were used to as the standard of rap, like hip hop that came from that era, and then somebody puts on, like, I got some Christian rap, and they put it on, and it don't sound like that stuff, then it's just whack. It's the end of the day. And then, so by the time I'm in college, of course, now it's, you know, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Who else was big around this time? Like, for me, it was like Talib Kweli. Like, I like that kind of stuff, that conscious rap. So like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Common Sense. Like, you know, I liked all that kind of stuff. And so, like, I mean, you know, we talking bars on bars on bars. And it's positive, it's real, it's raw, it's, you know, but it's da 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 da. Like, I mean, it's what it is. Like, and it got a vibe to it, got a beat. And then somebody like, hey, I got this Christian hip hop song, and they put it on, and it's just like, okay, that's whack. You know what I mean? Like, that's what a lot of gospel rap was for me. So, but my boy Will C did put me on the other cats. Like, I remember going to a concert that had Lecrae, and this is before he was like huge. Like, I remember that we was somewhere at I think we were at a school in an auditorium or something like that on the west side, maybe, or in the west suburbs somewhere. I don't remember. But, and then, let's see, I remember Cross Movement, The Truth. I feel like we went to a couple shows with that, Will, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I do remember them. Gospel Gangsters, though, I feel like I remember that name. But I know Cross Movement, The Truth, they were, you know, it was all right. It was good. All right, y'all, let's do this. My coffee, I done talked so much, I forgot to drink my coffee, and then it got cold. I need to go nuke this a little bit. So let's do this. Let's play a song, because I asked a question. I posed this. Today is Wellness Wednesday. It's a new thing we're going to do every Wednesday. We got really good feedback from y'all, from the Lock Stars. Set that down over there. We got really good feedback from y'all, from the Lock Stars, about how those 2 weeks that we did about mental health, trauma awareness, and community advocacy, how those 2 weeks were good, and people got something out of that. So we really hope, you know, that was the goal of that, you know, that people will be able to get something out of it. But the other goal then now is, okay, how do we continue that forward? Well, I want the show to just be all about just bringing up traumatic experiences and all of that. You know, I ain't trying to just do that, you know, but also at the same time, you know, you want to make sure to do a check-in, keep people going. So we decided to do a Wellness Wednesdays. Then Brony Cat, I think it was, told me that Cook County is already using that. And then, I kid you not, I was in acting class, and shout out to Emma. She said, are you kidding me? Like, I do a thing every Wednesday called Wellness Wednesday. Like, literally. So a lot of people are using Wellness Wednesday out here. So I figure I'll just join the train. On Wednesday. So that's what we're going to do from now on Wednesdays. We're going to check in and just make sure that we all good. Make sure that we're all good. Make sure that we're doing well mentally, doing well emotionally, doing well spiritually, doing well physically, doing well in relationships, doing well like at work. I don't know, shoot, like, just, are you doing well? So I posed that question. I'm really wondering, and you know, the answer don't have to be yes. I mean, that's the honest to God truth. The answer don't have to be yes. It doesn't have to be yes, I'm doing well. Maybe you're not, but that's the good reason why you check in. That's the whole point of checking in. That's the whole point of at least owning it, because over here we listen, we don't judge, or we read and we don't judge. Like, we read the comments, but you know, there is no judgment to it. It's just, you know, that is what it is. And I think that what we found is that as comments be coming back and forth, and as we talk and hit certain topics, like the fact that we even bring it up, it's been the thing that's been helping. It's been helping me. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can say from what I've heard others say, from folks that I've talked to who lock in, you know, I can say that they said the same thing. And that's what's working for me. So all that to say, excuse me, on this Wednesday, on Wellness Wednesday, how you doing? Just how are you? Just maybe you haven't even thought about that yet. Like, am I really okay? Like, am I really doing all right? Am I really? Because y'all know we do that too, right? Y'all know we do that too. We how you doing? I'm all right. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm church folks. We blessed and highly favored. All is well. I'm well. Like, we say all that stuff. And meanwhile, you walking through the hallway fighting back tears and somebody say, how you doing? And you say, I'm good. But you just lost your job around the corner. And somebody asks how you doing, and you say you good. You're not, and so sometimes we suppress that stuff. And I'm not trying to just trudge up stuff. I'm trying to say, like, just uproot it, kill that mug, get rid of it. Like, uproot it and get rid of it. But if you don't even acknowledge it, you can't even uproot it. You know what I'm saying? So on Wellness Wednesday, I'm gonna keep asking that question today. Just how are you? How are you mentally? Your head, is it, you clouded up? Right. Mentally, emotionally, how are you? Emotionally, like, how are you? Are you happy? Maybe you happy. Maybe you good. Maybe all is well. Maybe you not doing so good. Maybe you don't know why. Whatever. Just are you locked in with that? Are you tuned in with that? How are you doing physically? Did you eat too much that you shouldn't have eaten? Or are you actually really healthy right now? Like, do you really actually feel good? You need to explore that. Like, why do I feel good? Maybe I was making healthier choices. I've been running on the Run challenge, How are you in your relationships? Are they doing all right? So we're going to come back. We're going to hit it up a little bit. Feel free to comment if you want to. But we're going to play, let's play a little bit of that Jamaica Lachey, our praise and worship leader. If this is a church, we got the announcement lady, we got the one who closes us out, we got the praise and worship. So Jamaica Lachey, come on and give us a little praise and worship. I don't want it, because that's the other question at hand. What things are you leaving behind in this week? What things are you leaving behind so that we can do well on Wellness Wednesday? All right, I love y'all. Here we go, Jamaica Lachey with or did I say I don't want it? Yeah, I don't want it. I was about to play the wrong song. I don't want it, Jamaica Lachey.
Stand up, never lay down. Used to see us in the back, we in the front now. They tried, we did. Stepping up, no chill, I'm about to go in. Steady dancing in the clouds, got Abba walking mouse, talking handshakes, smiles for the big win. FOMO's on the reach in, trying to put their bid in, hoping they can slide just a piece in. But this ain't for the weak, for the hearts wanna sleep. Put a guard on your piece, gotta stand in your sleep. Take a breath and be meek, gotta take it from me. No one can do you like you do it. Be fluent in you, that's a movement. Stay focused on you, it's not selfish, it's true. It is only to you that you prove it. If I can't feel no love, I don't want it, yeah. If you can't feel these voids, I don't want it, yeah. If it don't bring me joy, I don't want it, yeah. I don't want it, I don't want it, yeah. People used to talk how me could falling off, now they looking for my corner. Red Bull on the backtrack, I ain't cutting no slack, it's a new order. Said my team is really strong now. Kingdom coming like the song now. Guaranteed on this walk, you won't believe, but his word is the creed, and my faith it goes free. No one can do you like you do it. Be fluent in you, that's a movement. Stay focused on you, it's not selfish, it's true. It is only to you that you prove it. It is only through him that you prove it. It is only through him that you prove. If I can't feel no love, I don't want it, yeah. If you can't feel these voids, I don't want it, yeah. If it don't bring me joy, I don't want it, yeah. I don't want it, I don't want it, yeah. Entangled entrapments, the pressures of being down. Transcendent traps and dead bodies have shunned the clouds. Depression's a trophy for Gen Z, and socials will kill you with envy, fabricating the lie through the enemy. My state, it is altered and change has occurred. Intention is heavy on serving this world.
Yeah, Meek. Yeah.
Yep.
Jamaica Lachey, I don't want it. Jamaica Lachey, but I don't want it. Listen, man, I love the lines in that song. What things do you not want? Like, what things don't you want to take with you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to take a whole bunch of nonsense with me. I don't want that. I don't want it. Ah, man, my goodness. Thank you, Jamaica Lachey, for that amazing song. Matter of fact, look at that right there. Be fluent in you. That's a movement. I don't know if y'all caught that line. Be fluent in you. Don't quit trying to be like everybody else. Be fluent in you. Like, you already know who you are. Be fluent in that. Be yourself. Yeah, man, listen. That song is good, man. That song is prophetic. So y'all listen to that. Y'all go and get that on all of your streaming platforms. Everywhere you can get it. You go listen to that. Drive her numbers up. Yeah, let's do that, man. And share it. Give it to somebody else, you know? Let them just share it to somebody. You know, you go on like Apple Music and hit like share song, and somebody will click on it and they'll go to that song. Yeah, share that to somebody who you know might be having a hard time, because that's a good song. It's very hip-hoppy, and speaking of hip-hoppy, look at that. Canton Jones was good too. Yeah, Canton Jones was good. I did like Canton Jones. Matter of fact, I've seen Canton Jones once live, and do you know where it was? It was with Relentless. Like, Relentless had Canton Jones, and so it was Canton Jones and Relentless and somebody else in concert. So, you know, over at Mornin View. And yeah. So I've seen it one time. It was a good show, and it was with Relentless. So see, same caliber. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all gotta follow the people. And then here's my wife right here saying good morning. Good morning. Y'all keep her in prayer. You know, she's still in the hospital. That's why I got her sweatshirt on today. So it's not her sweat. It was supposed to be her sweatshirt. It's too big for mine now. But it's actually her sweatshirt. Like, so be looking out, because these will be purchased. I just love it though. It's so comfortable. So comfortable. But she's supposed to be like, she's in design process right now with them. So this is a prototype. Look at that. With the hood. Got the Kanye West KKK hood. I'm just joking. Don't mute me. Don't shadow ban me for that, Facebook. Like, but look at that right there. Look. Yeah. So, matter of fact, I think I wear the hood for the rest of it. There we go. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. So, yep. Shout out to my wife. Y'all keep her in prayer. Y'all know she's in the hospital right now. So, yep. Let's see here. Yeah, y'all talking about Canton Jones. There it is. Look at that. Canton Jones. Yeah. Rhonda, Canton Jones he was, I think I first got introduced to Canton Jones, not like literally meeting him, but first introduced to his music. Must have been the early 2000s when he had that song. There was some song about kind of like about the cuss out at McDonald's or something like that, because they got his order wrong. Those Canton Jones fans, y'all probably know the reference I'm making. I just remembered that line in the song, and so I was like, "Oh, he's pretty cool," you know. So, yeah, yep. Just saying. Talking about Kanye West. Now I got the. Look at that right there. Snaps, Red, you did. Yeah. Nice. And shout out to DJ Red. I was about to say to what is your name on Facebook? Fantastico. Marcus Fantastico Johnson. Shout out to DJ Red. Every time I play that green light video, when you see a DJ pop across there, when a DJ comes across, that's what this is right here. Marcus Johnson, that's him. So yeah, absolutely. Shout out today. Oh, there you go. My Day. That's the name of the Canton Jones song. Okay. My Day. I got it. I need to go find that song, or maybe we'll play it for a song. This hood is so loud. My God. My voice is just like reverberating off the hood. This is such a heavy jacket. Like, it's so heavy. Like, it's a heavy denim. My voice is literally like projecting in my ear from the hood. Crazy work. Anyways, okay, so My Day. I need to go find that song for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about. There was a line or a lyric or something that was in that song, and it was like he was just all these bad things that were happening throughout the day. And he did not have an ice cube. Today was a good day type of moment. It was not that. So he was about to cuss out the McDonald's wait staff because they got his order wrong. Oh, look at that. I was asked to play it the other day. Okay, so I need to go. Look how we in the vein, and I don't even know it because I'm not obeying. I need to go find it. That's what I need to do. Y'all know I'll be like downloading that stuff. I need to download it and then make it so that I can play it on here. Because that I need to listen back to it. I haven't heard it in years. But that was when I first got introduced to Canton Jones. Anyways, y'all, welcome. For those who are just chiming in, you're locked in with Zeke live in the morning. It is a great way to start your day on Hump Day, Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, April the 16th at 8:16. Oh, wow. April 16th, 8:16. That's... Anyways... At any rate, today is Wellness Wednesday, and so we talked about Wellness Wednesday and about how I talked about it before we went to the song break about how we did a couple weeks ago. We did mental health and trauma awareness and community advocacy, all of that stuff like that. We did that a couple of weeks ago. And people were blessed by it. I was blessed by it. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed those conversations. But I didn't want the show to be necessarily like me getting up live in the morning. I didn't want it to be about that. It's so one-dimensional. Just being honest with y'all, I do a million things, as you can clearly tell. I work in that world. I work in the world of church. I work in the world of music, obviously, right? Arts and stuff like that. Now I'm getting into doing this. People be asking me to host stuff. I do conferences and workshops. I'm just kind of all over the place. And so this being live in the morning, I wanted it to be as all over the place as I am, because I'm all over the place. That's just, and so finding a way to shape that all over the placeness is that all over the placeness is what we're trying to do. So I didn't want it to be so one-dimensional talking about that one subject, but we thought that it was such an important subject to continue talking about. Mental health, being aware of ourselves, physical health even, just the whole self. At my church, APC Morgan Park, this is what we call it. I'm gonna put it back up there on the screen so y'all can see it. We call it, excuse me, holy healthy, right? And it's a play on words. You think of church, you think of being holy, right? Be ye holy, for I am holy, right? Holy means set apart, or it's a sacred thing. It's not common, if you will. It's not just a common thing. So that's what holy is. So it's a play on the word holy, meaning the whole self. So being healthy in your whole self. A lot of times we think about being healthy and we think about the physical, which is obviously massively important, right? I mean, you don't throw it away, but we a lot of times neglect the mental, the emotional. Even in church world, we focus on the spiritual. I would make an argument that we've done more in the church world to focus on spiritual health while actually even neglecting physical health. That's why you can shout till you drop and then go downstairs and have the biggest pan of fried chicken you ever had. And I'm not knocking on fried chicken. I'm not saying that, but at the but at the same time, it's an all the time occurrence for us in our community. You know what I mean? We eat like bad foods every day. We do that stuff like that. And I won't just say in our community. I don't want to just make it like it's just us. I ain't gonna make it that. But due to a lot of factors, a whole web of factors, it does impact us quite a bit. And a lot of times in churches we don't address that. We don't, because how can you address that when we all sitting up unhealthy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, so we try to find other ways of addressing our physical health, but in church we worry about the spiritual health side of things. And even that, if I can be a little controversial, maybe, even our spiritual health is starting to get a little questionable because some of the things that we trying to figure out in church world that ain't quite lining up with something else that's pulling me. So you got a lot of people deconstructing in their faith. You got a lot of people who are asking questions that maybe they've never asked before. You got a lot of people who are saying stuff like, they got brunch on Sundays, I'm going to brunch. Like you got and I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying nothing wrong or right. I'm just saying it's a thing. I'm not advocating for it or speaking against it. I'm saying it's a thing. It's a thing that's happening. So the places where people used to go, even for spiritual health, are now on the decline. So so people, we focus though on spiritual health in church, sometimes not addressing physical health. And one of the things that we've also left behind is focusing on mental health. Think about it. We've not really address that stuff too much. Yeah, we'll get up there and we'll say he's a mind regulator. We'll say that kind of stuff. But at the same token, people were sitting in churches hurting, and then we would do stuff like call it a demon or a devil and try to just bind it up and cast it out, and never suggested, man, why don't you go get a therapist? Why don't you go get so these things are starting to be overturned within our community a little bit more, these things. And so at our church, we try to focus on all that stuff: physical health, mental health, your spiritual health, even your financial health, even your relationship health. So like your friendships, all that kind of stuff like that. Right. So, we want to focus on that kind of stuff. And that's what I wanted to continue to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't want the show to be one dimensional. I didn't want it to be just about that, but we did want to continue to do it. So we thought about, having a segment every day, or we could have just one day out of the week that we just be sure to at least spend some time focusing on being well. So that's how we ended up with Wellness Wednesdays. And so on every Wednesday here on Zeke Live in the Morning, and shout out to my cousin Jonathan, JC. Oh, you got some music dropping on Friday, so we need to talk about that. Hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah. Oh, so we need to check in though. We need to check in with each other. Let's just go there. We need to check in with each other. Wellness Wednesdays. We're trying to be wholly healthy. We're trying to get all of these things together. So I posed this question before we went to the music break, and I said you don't have to type it in the comments or anything like that. You don't have to do nothing like that. But if you feel inclined to be vulnerable in that way, it's okay, because vulnerability does help. But like, how are you mentally? Like, just do your own check-in. Here's one of the things I want to start, like, for myself. One of the things that I had to kind of let me take this out of there. One of the things that I had to kind of I want to word this delicately. I want to word this delicately. One of the things that I had to kind of adjust in my own thinking, even, and I've done this some time ago, and maybe I was never fully here, but I'd say it like this: depending on somebody else to tell me who I am. I think that's delicately worded enough, and I think that's what's the word I'm looking for? I think that's universal enough. I think it's, you know what I mean? So like, if you come out of a church context, let me just give it and this is why I was trying to be delicate with it. If you come out of a church context and you have a pastor that you really look up to, you're probably depending on, not probably, but there's a chance that you could be depending on some level on that pastor to quote unquote feed you. In other words, to tell you who you are. Now, I'm not saying anything about somebody speaking life into you, or discipling you, or pulling you along, or maybe pulling something out of you that they see in you. But if you're not careful, there's a thin line between that being that, and then you taking it and depending on them to tell you are. So now, to the effect that I can't make any decision for my own life and my own household till I run it first by my pastor. Right. And I'm using the church context because it ain't just church. Right. I can't make any decision about what I'm going to do in my career until I first run it by my, And I'm not talking about looking for advice. That's why I say it's like a really thin line. That's why I'm trying to be delicate here. But this idea that somebody else has to decide who I am. And what I'm saying is you got to be able to look at yourself enough and know who you are enough, than be in tune, locked in with yourself enough that you can honestly answer the question, how am I doing mentally? You know what I'm saying? Like you can answer that question with honesty. How am I mentally actually doing? Am I, am I, am I well mentally? Am I, how are my emotions? Let's go there. That's a good one. How are my emotions? Can I own up to those emotions? I'm having to learn how to do this. Like, am I actually sad right now? And I'm not saying feed the sadness. I'm saying just own the fact that you are that. If you are that, you know what I'm saying? So that you can figure out what to do next. Now, from there, you got a decision. Like Rich always says, at the end, life is choice driven. So once you own it, then you can make a decision what you're gonna do with it, right? I mean, like I've owned the sadness. Okay, am I gonna dwell in this sadness? I'm just gonna continue to be sad. Am I just gonna continue to be upset? Is this going to continue to, do I need to grieve? Sometimes the sadness, and again, you have to just know, you have to really own it so that you can really address it. Because maybe, say it was the loss of a loved one, maybe you need to feel that sadness for a minute so you can grieve it. So you can grieve it in a healthy way. But if you don't own it, then you'll grieve it and you'll get stuck in the sadness and won't even realize that's what's going on. And it'll turn into all kinds of other stuff. But if you at least own it, you can own it and say, hey, I am sad about this. Okay, so what am I sad about? Like, it starts going down this little rabbit trail. What am I sad about? Well, I'm sad that I lost this loved one okay, now what do I do with that? Okay, but if it's something more like, well, I'm sad because I didn't have any more berries in my Captain Crunch berry. Like, so I couldn't have Captain Crunch berries for breakfast this morning. If I'm 40 years old and I'm sad about that and that's ruining my day, like I think I can make a different choice. I don't need to dwell in that petty grief. I think I can be like, all right, get over that. Go to the store, buy some crunch berries then, or eat them. Like, Nick, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, but like if it's something, so you have to own it first, but you have to be enough to be able to say of yourself, this is really what I'm feeling. This is really how I'm doing for real. This is how I'm doing for real. This ain't not somebody else telling me this how I'm doing. Because if you're not careful, people will put stuff on you. My mama told me at an early age, like, don't receive anything from nobody, man. Don't receive anything from nobody if you don't agree with that thing. Like, you better hear what they say first. And I talk to my church people, and I'm gonna tell y'all this: don't be so quick to go run it up under every prophet that's got a word for you, and don't be so quick to just amen and pull it over yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying people will speak stuff over you. You'll accept it. You'll develop your life around it, and it ain't got nothing to do with what God was trying to do through, for, or as my pastor will say, as you. Like, so you supposed to be God's hands and feet in the earth, and somebody got you pulled away doing something else. Be careful of them. That's why you have to own your own stuff. You have to know who you are. Like, if I'm mad about something, if I'm upset about it, do I need to address it? Do I need to suppress it? Do I need to just move it aside? Do I need to just get over it? Is it petty? But you'll never come to this conclusion if you never own it. Now, there's a flip side to this as well, because I'm talking about the bad stuff like being sad and being mad and all of that. But what about happiness? It's okay to be happy. It's okay to wake up and be happy. I know right now we're living in a culture, in a world where right now, and it's a good thing, but we're living in a world where we're trying to get people to own up to these different emotions and the spectrum of emotions. And the ones that have always been cast aside were the emotions like, what are you mad about? What are you sad about? Turn that frown upside down. We always want to get people to the happiness, but we don't want them to own the stuff. So we live in a culture right now that does a lot of talk about trauma and a lot of talk about sadness and a lot of talk about anger and being upset. But, it is okay still. It's still okay to own happiness and joy and goodness and all these things. Like, if you woke up today and you just feel good, man, forget the negative Nancy's around you, all the the foolish Franks and the negative Nancy's and uh the downer Debbies or the Debbie Downers. Like, forget, for real, forget about all of those. You're happy. Like, you got joy. And that's nothing wrong with feeling and owning that. And then again, owning it and saying, why am I happy? Like, why am I so joyous? Why am I so happy? Explore that, so that when you get to the moments where you get sad, you got something that you've already, like, I remember why I was happy. So when somebody says, go to your happy place, you can, oh, I know what my happy place is. I've explored that. I've owned that. You see what I'm, yeah, I mean, does that, I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. But, but if you're not careful, somebody else will pour stuff on top of you and rob you of whatever you're feeling so that it can benefit them. Because at the end of the day, that's all it does. It just benefits somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so own it. Like, really own whatever emotion you have. So I'm asking that question. How are you mentally? Are you clouded up? Are you foggy? Are you focused? Are you clear? Hey, just wherever it is for you, that just is what it is. How are you emotionally? Wherever it is, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you expectant? Are you hopeful? Like, what? Just emotionally, just overall, you might be emotional, might be happy about this, but sad about that. Hopeful about this, but discouraged about that. And the sum of all that, what is the sum of all of that? Think about it like that. Like, I got, if you had to break it down like this, I got 2 points of happiness for what this thing is, but I got 3 points of sadness for what this is. Oh, shoot. I'm at a -1. I'm sad, I guess. I'm a little bit sad, but I got some things to be happy about. So you start feeding the happy things, hopefully, to make you, like, you know what I'm saying? But you got to own it all. You got to own all of it before you can even do that. How are you? I'm just asking the questions, just going down the line. How are you physically? We talked about the Rhonda on the Run challenge. We talked about that already. So we spent some time there. We talked about making healthier choices, but are you up moving? How's your mobility doing? Are you up moving? Um, are you able to move around? Are you walking? Are you getting some steps in? Are you doing that? If not, explore. Why? Why not? Why can't I get these steps in? Why don't I feel like getting up? That could it be a reason because of something mentally, emotionally? Could it be because you're just lethargic? Could it be because you've been eating something you shouldn't have been eating? Could it be that you got a whole lot of energy? I don't know why I'm so energetic. For the last 2 weeks, I've been down, but all of a sudden I'm just, I'm up. I'm happy. I can move around. I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to walk. Explore that. Why? Why am I up? Like, did I do something in my diet that made me more active? Oh, I need to keep doing that, but you don't know it till you own it and you explore it. You can't explore it till you own it. You see what I'm saying? So that you can build on the good and start to find ways to improve on the bad. And that's why we do this Wellness Wednesday. That's why we want to do this, so that we can check in that way. It's important. It's so important that we have that kind of check-in. And here's the other one I'll say. How are you in your relationships? How are your relationships doing? Are your relationships all right? Like, and that ain't just who you loving, but you got to own that too, though. Are you lonely? Own it. If you lonely and you looking for somebody, own it, and then start to figure out what to do to improve on it. Are you happy where you are? Like, I'm married, I'm happy, I'm good. Like, okay, own it. What things can you do to continue on that goodness, to continue improving the goodness that you already have? Like, but where are you in relationships? What about your friendships? Those relationships. Are you beefing with a friend right now? Are you, you know what I'm saying? Are you really on good terms with a friend right now? Do you got a friend, somebody who you never really thought of as a friend, but you're starting to slowly realize, oh, this person is actually a friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you maybe thought of yourself as, okay, this is an associate, or this is and you're starting to slowly realize, wait, this person has become a friend. And do you have some friends that maybe you're starting to say, oh, this person has just become an associate, like, or this person has just begin to become a, you know, a stranger, someone I used to know. And like, do you have some friendships that are that way? Own it. Do you have some friendships? Maybe they're just, maybe some things are drifting, and it's not even that they're drifting. It's just that your schedules have been messed up. And then you get back together with that friend and you realize, oh, no, we're not drifting. We're just busy. Like, but own it. That's just, like, you see what I'm saying? You have to own it so that you know how to, kick my table, so that you'll know how to process, I think, and how to move forward. Because, you know, if you're still trying to feed into a friendship that's breaking apart and you realizing that's going nowhere, you're going to take such an emotional toll on yourself. You know, if you're trying to like fight for a relationship that's not working no more, you might be taking an emotional toll on yourself, and watch how it impacts everything else, mentally, emotionally, physically, right? So what are the relationships like? How's the wellness of those things? All of this stuff is what we want to focus on today. We want you to at least think about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, we want you to at least think about that stuff. Again, be fluent in you. People will push their things on you. They'll push their things on you. That's Jamaica Lachey, the writer of I Don't Want It. You know, that she's the writer of that. And you know, but just think, that's why I say you have to own it, because think about what that song says. Think about that tagline. If it can't fill these, if it don't bring me love, I don't want it yet. If it don't fill these voids, I don't want it yet. If it can't bring me joy, I don't want it yet. I don't want it. I don't want it yet. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Now, how do you know? And this is why I love that song. I love the tagline in that song. How do you know that, by the way, I'm referencing, if you just got here, I'm referencing the song I Don't Want It by Jamaica Lachey. We just played it a moment ago. But how do you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do you know what you do and don't want? How do you know what brings you joy unless you've taken the time to explore it? How do you know what brings you, what makes you feel loved unless you've taken the time? We talk about the love languages, you know, the 5 love languages and all that. My love language is gift giving. My love language is I don't know, the compliments. I forgot what they all are. My love language is, some people, they crazy and they traumatized. My love language is getting smacked in the head. Like, you'd be surprised. It's people like that, for real. Like, I don't think that one got addressed in the book, but nonetheless, right? You know, you talk about what is your love language and all that. Well, you don't know. You don't know if you don't explore it, if you don't own what you're feeling, if you don't own what you got to explore it. But you know yourself better than anyone else. You know yourself better than anyone else. Let's do this, y'all. I need to get a drink of water or something like that. I've been talking, running my mouth for a while. So let's do this. As we are exploring all of the things, as we're exploring this stuff, as we're exploring ourselves, let's play, let's do Tara Jones. Like we did Jamaica Lachey, I Don't Want It. But let's play our girl Tara Jones. She was on the show a couple weeks ago, and she got this song, I Am Who I Am. And I'm going to follow that up with Jamaica Lachey actually again. But I'm gonna play Say Less. I am gonna play Say Less. But I'm gonna play Tara Jones, I Am Who I Am, and then Jamaica Lachey, Say Less. Got it? Y'all got it? And y'all continue to think on these things. What are you feeling? How you doing? What's happening with you? Yeah? Here we go. Tara.
Ain't no need for your approval. Nah, nah. Nah, nah. Yes, I am made by the ruler. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No need for your approval, cause I'm made by him. Designed to explain, I am who I am. Reaping up the harvest that he promised me. Fuck all you all, but you gon' have to walk for me. I confess I ain't been perfect on my lane, but I am blessed and he forgave me when he died. Love my imperfections chosen by the rule. A vessel to be used and I won't stop until it's through. Yes, I am a believer. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Dressed to impress for no reason. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. No need for your approval, cause I'm made by him. Designed to explain, I am who I am. Reaping up the harvest that he promised me. Fuck all you want, but you gon'
well as it needed. I get my kudos from Jesus. He knew my name before I was a fetus. With him on my side, no one can defeat it. Don't go to the DMV for my ID. I'm uniquely made, you can't copy. I'm weird, creative, and godly, and I get wild. Boy, Jumanji, what you saying is out of there. You should fall back like a rocket, yeah. I just assume that you unaware. You cannot hurt me, I'm more than a conqueror. I can't worry about what you say, cause you do not control my fate. It was my daddy who caught me when you threw shot me. Boy, saving grace forever changed.
Yeah. Dressed to impress for no reason. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. No need for your approval, cause I'm made by him. Designed to his plan, I am who I am. Reaping up the harvest that he promised me. Talk all you want, but you gon' have to walk from me. Oh, yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yeah. Oh, yes.
I'ma need you to say less, pray more. 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 And that's a word to the promise.
Stuck in the lines they tell when you cry, complaining and waving on low his eyes. Silver and gold have I not, but I serve you this knowledge is straight out the pot. Yeah, you should be thankful for what he's done. Praising his name, you already won. Second to no man, get with the program. God is the source for your overcome. Yeah, my Lord is the source for your overcome. Yeah, with Christ the source shall overcome. Yeah, the battle's already won. My Lord is your overcome. I'ma need you to work. Rejection, it was flexing, but I had to keep on stepping. Stop the talking, start the walking. Who knew silence was a weapon? Still holding on, but I'm praying more. God is no fable, he raised the score. Circle, smaller lessons learned. Source is the way I further this journey. Please give me your attention, they just listen, he's the truth. The only one who knows and recognize the real you. So if you feel me, if you with me, if this resonate with you, stop the playing, no more gaming, have some work to see you through to the promise. Say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'ma need you to say less, pray more. I'ma need you to say less, pray more.
Say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And if you feel me, if you're with me, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. One more time, if you feel me, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'ma need you to say less, pray more. I'ma need you to say less, pray more. To the promise.
Yo, Jamaica Lachey with Say Less, and Miss Tara Jones with I Am Who I Am. Man, listen, these ladies are singing, ain't they? These ladies are singing. They are prophesying to us. They are letting us know that I am who I am. And do some work. Like, get up and do something. Don't just sit around praying about it all day. Lord God, won't you do it? Lord God, won't you will? Lord, won't you will? No, get up and add some work to the promise. Like, get up, do something. You said you wanted to do. And like Jamaica's been typing in the comments from her song, I don't want it. Be fluent in you. That's a movement. You a movement. You who's watching. You, Lock Stars. Y'all some movements, man. You guys are a movement. So, I absolutely, man. Come on. Know who you are. Be fluent in that. Own that. Love yourself for that. And just be cool, man. Just be cool. Yo, check it out. It is Wednesday, April the 16th. It is Zeke Live in the morning. And I got to give another shout out right now to LAH Entertainment and Arts. I told y'all those are our mamas. I revealed the secret, pulled the curtain back. Our mamas jumped in and said, how can I support? So this is Rich's mom, man. LAH Entertainment and Arts, and they actually are a company. So she let her company sow a seed into this. And but y'all want to stay locked in with them. So when we have her on, you'll be able to hear what they're doing was as far as movies and stuff. I told you they got this Christmas movie that's coming out. I forget what I don't know if Rich, maybe he told us what network it was coming on. I don't remember though. I feel like I don't know why Hallmark is in my head, maybe because I just kept saying a Hallmark type movie. But y'all know y'all know how Christmas time comes around. We got all these nice, the fun Christmas movies that we just play. Well, they get into that world. So yeah. So LAH Entertainment and Arts, while we got all these movie stars inside the Lock Stars that's on here. We got all these movie stars. Y'all need to be locked in with LAH Entertainment and Arts because boom, that get on the screen. Like Samuel L. Jackson said, you're only an actor if you act. You're only an actor if you act. So if you want to be an actor, hey, there's a company that you need to be seeing what they got going on. But I want to thank them personally for sponsoring all the costs for us to be on live for this month. So I told y'all StreamYard is not cheap. This mug costs $35 something, like $35.99, something like that, or $34.99, I don't know. Somewhere just under $40 per week. Gee, that like I didn't know that when I first got into this. I did not know it was going to cost that much. Let me just start with that. It's still a little high. I did not know it was going to cost that much. So when I first decided to do this, literally it just came across my mind. Oh, I should go live every day. I should do that. And then literally like a day later, StreamYard comes across or later that night, StreamYard comes across my like the ads on Facebook. And so I've never looked up StreamYard, Restream, none of that stuff. And all of a sudden it pops across my thing as an ad. So I look into it. I go to it. They got a free week. I got on the free week, did all that. I looked at the pricing plans though. I'm thinking it's going to be $15 a month, maybe even $25 or $30 a month. I'm like, and if you're doing real professional stuff, it might cost you $100 a month. Woo! Come to find out, StreamYard. $35 a week. And I don't even, I got the advanced plan or whatever, so we can have multiple guests. But it ain't like even the premiere of plans. So, I'm saying that to say, it's not cheap to get on here and do this. There we go. It's not cheap to get on here and do this. I knocked the light down. It's not cheap to get on here and do this. And so, LAH Entertainment and Arts, they definitely were a blessing to us to ensure that we could get on here and do this and that it didn't tax my pocket too badly. So praise the Lord for them. But definitely, absolutely, at the same token, y'all who want to get into movies and film and acting, and even if you're writing a book or you're looking for a network, they're working on some stuff over there. And I've heard about. They're working on some stuff over there that might serve you well to get involved with. So shout out to them. I absolutely appreciate them. All right, y'all. I asked y'all the question. How y'all doing? Did y'all check in with yourselves? Did you check in with yourself? There we go. All right. Did you check in with yourselves? Did you? Do you know how you're doing? Are you doing all right? I was doing this. I did this study. Hold on. Let me find it. Because I mentioned this yesterday. Oh, if I can find it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Now, you would have thought that on the break I would have been pulling this up. I was pouring coffee. Here we are. Okay. So I did this study. Because I mentioned it yesterday about caregivers, right? And I realized, there were a lot of people that just in my circle even who are caregivers. They're doing some kind of caregiving to whether it be to elderly, whether it be to someone who has chronic illness, whether it be to someone who has mobility issues, or just actually in my circle, even like at my church, for instance, a lot of like elderly caretakers, or a lot of people who have gotten into those fields. Like, so now they're working in that field because, as aging populations happen, then you just end up with having to, you got to care for those who are the elderly. And so in our community, and maybe this is a little bit anecdotal, I didn't do this deep of a study into it, but in our community, we tend to hang on to those that we need to care for. Now, I don't know if that's for economic reasons, if that's happened because of economic reasons, or if it's just cultural, or if it's some mix of the two. Now, what do I mean by that? And this is a little anecdotal. Again, I didn't dive this deep into it for no real empirical evidence. I'm just going off of what I've seen and what many comedians even have observed, that in our community, we don't put our folks in nursing homes like so readily. You know what I mean? Like when they're either elderly or when they really need it, when they're beyond the really scope of what we may be able, I can't talk, what we may be able, my goodness, what we may be able to handle. So they got these severe issues, but we hang on to them. We adjust our lives and we make it work. We make it happen. We don't just give our family members up to somebody else to raise or to care for. So what ends up happening then is we end up becoming the caretaker. So whether that be, as it happens most of the time, for the elderly, right? So we don't just throw our elderly in nursing homes. I'm not saying we don't have Black folks in nursing homes. Obviously we do. I think y'all wise enough to know that I'm not saying that. But whether it be though that it's the elderly, we hang on to them until we just can't no more. Like my parents, for instance, they left Kankakee and went to Las Vegas to care because my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and it was easier to go out there to care for her than to bring her here. You know what I mean? So they left, they went out there to care for her, like through that period that ultimately became end of life. And they became like caretakers. But think of the things they had to give up in order to do that. And again, they did it because it was easier to do that than to bring her all the way here and try to readjust her and try to do. It was easier for them to pick up, drop everything, and go out there. And I mean, really, it got to the point where it became a safety issue that they had to put her in a nursing home. But up until then, she was at and the stress, the toll I watched that take on my parents, the toll I watched with that, and so that's so common in our community, though. It's so common. I bet anybody inside of here listening, I bet any of y'all could probably say the exact same thing, that if you've not been in this situation, that you probably know somebody who's in this situation. Or you may even be at the point now because, a lot of us are getting a little older in age. And so now we're getting to the point where if we're getting older, so are our parents or our aunts and uncles, or, that generation in front of us, the people we looked up to, if that be at church or if that be, you got what I'm saying? So you're starting to come into the age where you're starting to think about it. You start to think about like, ooh, what happens if my mama started losing her mind a little bit? And I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm not trying to trudge nothing up, but I'm saying as you start getting into your 40s and 50s, you got to start thinking about that stuff. What's going to be that plan because life does what life does, and I used to get upset at my mama when she started talking about, when it's time for us to go, if something, I'm like, Mama, are we talking like that? What in the world is wrong with you? Well, with Zeke, that's a way of life. It's going to happen. You got to have a plan. Yeah. So what happens though, because they don't, all the time, just unfortunately, people don't just all the time, just they're happy one moment and they're gone the next. Sometimes there's a process of illness and sickness and Alzheimer's and dementia and these other things that end up happening, and they just catch you off guard. They catch you by surprise. And so, you being the good child that you are, or the good niece or nephew, or the good friend, or the good mentee, or whatever, just the good human that you are, you're going to take care of that person. So that makes you a caretaker, right? You might end up in that situation. And again, if you've never been in that situation, if you're not thinking about that, then yeah, you probably, know somebody who is. And so, so I was just kind of looking into that, and I found out some interesting statistics. So check this out. I just kind of, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't do no deep research. I just kind of went into Chat GPT and let it kind of direct me to some studies or whatever. So this is, again, not a deep research here. This is just engaging in the conversation. I engaged back and forth with Chat GPT a little bit. And so there's a caregiver stress. And let me tell you the prompt that I gave it. Are there any studies that correlate how caretakers become more sickly and burn out than the ones they're caring for? So that's what I asked Chat GPT. That's what I asked Chat GPT. Okay. Are there any studies that correlate how caretakers become more sickly and burn out than the ones they're caring for? And I think it transcribes something wrong there. But nonetheless, I'm trying to read what it actually says. But Chat GPT picked it up. So are there any studies that show that, the people who are the ones who are caring for those who are ill actually end up being more sick, or more burnout, or stressed out, or actually end up dying first? And the reason I was prompted to ask that question is because I told y'all about my, just being vulnerable with my own family. My parents moved out to Las Vegas to take care of my grandmother. My grandmother, she had Alzheimer's, and my grandfather kept saying, "Hey, y'all, something is wrong with Ella Ruth. Something ain't right. Something ain't right." And he kept saying it, and so finally my dad goes out there and come to find out, yeah, she was on a mental decline. But as they're out there and trying to care for them, mind you, my grandparents are in their 80s, I think, at this time. So trying to care for them, it was tough on my grandfather. Well, while they're out there, my grandfather has my mother come to the my grandfather has my mother go to the doctors with her. And wait, hold on, I just seen this comment come across here. Y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? All right, we still there? We are. I hope we all right. Y'all let me know if you can hear me. But I'm gonna keep going with the story, and then I'll correct it if not. But my mother goes to the doctor with my grandfather, and the doctor comes in and starts talking about his cancer. Now nobody knew. Okay, cool. Thank y'all. And Eric, I saw your comment. I'm gonna get that on the screen in a second. And welcome. Hey, good to see you. But my mother goes to the doctor with my grandfather, and the doctor starts talking about my grandfather's cancer. Now, nobody knew this man had cancer. He never told nobody. And so the doctor is talking about it very candidly, and it catches my mother off guard because she's like, wait, what did you say? Like one of those kinds of things. And so she says, wait, hold on. So yeah, this is okay. So it's like he wanted her to know, essentially, or whatever. And you know what ended up happening? He ended up passing away before my grandmother. The problem was he wasn't really even taking care of himself because he was so busy with this thing that caught my grandmother, this dementia, this Alzheimer's, that caught everybody off guard, and it caught him off guard. And so he wasn't taking care of himself. He wasn't even able to keep up with appointments because my grandmother had to have like such a level of care, like that he couldn't just leave her in the room. He couldn't just like leave her in the waiting room. He couldn't just he had to. So it pulled on him, and he didn't even care for himself. And then he ended up passing away before she did, which only made things difficult because she didn't quite comprehend. By this time, she couldn't quite comprehend that her husband was passed on. She would ask questions like, "Where Johnny at?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to see her brain and her mind go back to like Baton Rouge in 39. Like, I mean, like, literally, like, this is what that experience was like. And so my parents moved and they had to drop everything. I mean, just think of what that caretaking. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, look at the number of tolls that were taken. My parents dropped everything, moved on, uprooted their lives, and went out there. And now they live in Las Vegas. They live in Las Vegas. They live in Nevada. So like they've just relocated out there. But so there's that. You think of my grandfather, who ultimately didn't take care of the cancer that he had. I don't remember what cancer it was, but he ended up passing away first. You think about what that did to us out here, because then I had to take care of some things for my parents because they had to uproot so quickly and get out there. And so just the transitions were happening so fast that I had to kind of handle some things out this way. And then so that, I mean, it was just a lot that ended up happening trying to caretake for a loved one. And so think of the toll that takes on people. So I asked that question. I asked the question. Let me set that down, because if I spill it all over the place. I asked the question to ChatGPT: are there any studies that correlate how caretakers become more sickly and burnt out than the ones they're caring for? And so ChatGPT, yes, there's multiple studies that show how caregivers, especially informal or family caregivers, that's the key right there. Informal or family. Informal meaning they don't work for the system. They don't work for a hospital. They don't work for a nursing home. They don't so they're just like their friends. That's that mentee or that church member who, you always looked up to Sister Smith. You always looked up to her. And so when Sister Smith started getting sick, you just had to be, or that's my friend. This is my best friend. Of course I'll be there every day, right? Or a family member. This is my son. This is my daughter. This is my niece, my nephew, my mother, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle. This is, my brother, my sister, right? You're my wife, my husband, especially those, my husband or my wife. I'm thinking about my grandparents now, right? So, so they often experience worse physical and mental health outcomes than the people they are caring for. This phenomenon is well documented in the fields of psychology, gerontology, and public health. Here are some key findings. So this is a very well documented thing. So some key findings between caregiver stress and health decline. In 1999, there was a study by Schultz and Beach, caregiving as a risk factor for mortality, the Caregiver Health Effects Study, which was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. The findings were that spousal caregivers who experienced strain had a 63% higher mortality risk over a 4-year period than non-caregivers. 63% higher mortality risk over a 4-year period than non-caregivers. Chronic stress led to increased vulnerability to illness, cardiovascular issues, and weakened immune function. Like that's insane, right? Like you think about, like, just for caring, for loving, for pouring out love, you end up with that. Increased risk of depression and anxiety, which was a study that Pinkart from Sorensen Pinkart. I don't know who that is, but in 2023, they found the differences between caregivers and non-caregivers in psychological health and physical health, a meta-analysis, which was published in Psychology and Aging, which they found that caregivers have significantly higher levels of depression, anxiety, and lower levels of subjective well-being than non-caregivers. Subjective well-being, like we talk about be fluent in you, like being like knowing and owning your own emotions. That's what subjective, that's what subjective well-being is, like caring for self. But you get lost in that when you're a caregiver. Mental strain was higher in caregivers of people with dementia, terminal illnesses, and psychiatric disorders. So the mental strain was higher in the caregivers. That's especially if you are caregiving in that. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's see, physical health declines. All right. So caregiving linked to higher levels of stress hormones, greater inflammation, and higher risk of chronic illnesses like hypertension, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Immune suppression and burnout. Caregivers had lower antibody responses to vaccines, indicating impaired immune function. Whoa. Chronic stress contributed to burnout, sleep disruption, and longer recovery times from illnesses. Let's see. Emotional toll, ongoing grief. Here's the thing right here. So here's the things that they find out what it's coming from. Emotion is coming from this emotional toll. Well, there's ongoing grief, guilt, fear, and emotional exhaustion. These are the things that caregivers, especially caregivers of family members, those what do we use the word, informal caregivers, like those are the things that constantly living with ongoing grief, guilt, fear, and emotional exhaustion. You're constantly living with that. Now, if you're constantly living with that, then what ends up happening? The neglect of self-care. So caregivers often delay their own doctor visits, nutrition, and rest. I was just talking about that about my grandfather. He was neglecting his own doctor's visits and the treatments that come with that. And he ended up going up because he was trying to care for my grandmother. And it wasn't until my parents dropped everything and went out there that he was even able to start catching up on the doctor's appointments. But by that time, it's too late. Caregiving, just loving his wife. You know what I'm saying? Social isolation, reduced social interactions lead to increased loneliness and depression. So because you're caregiving, you're unable to go spend as much time with friends, or you're unable to you just this ends up happening. So you end up being isolated because people ain't got time for it. At the end of the day, let's be real, and let's just be real. At the end of the day, like if you calling on somebody and they always saying they can't come through, at some point you stop calling on them. So what ends up happening? If I'm a caregiver and I'm not showing up all the time for stuff, and some of this is me, like if I'm a caregiver and I'm not showing up for stuff, then you know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe I stop saying that I'm gonna come, like, or maybe I'm unable to come because this just caught me off and I got to be over here and I got to do this, but it happens every time. Okay, well, shoot. Now the friendship starts to kind of separate a little bit because you were never showing up for them. And people, let's be real, when people stop showing up for you, and we'll preach this all day long, we'll say it all day long. Oh, if people ain't showing up for you, then you need to just go ahead and drop them. You need to go ahead and do da because you need to move on with you, and you need to go. And there's some truth to that. But have you ever really just stopped and thought about why people ain't showing up? Not just that people ain't showing up, but why people ain't showing up. Because some of these times, if you really sit down with your friends, you might find out they might be, especially at our age, for what most of us are that's on here that I can tell, right? Like help them unpack that. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm coming from? So people live with that. Role engulfment. Their identity can become consumed by the caregiver role, leading to loss of purpose outside of it. And that's the one right there that made me just say, whoa. Their identity. Role engulfment. Their identity can become consumed by the caregiver role, leading to loss of purpose outside. So now your entire purpose now is seen from your own perspective as caring for somebody else. That's tough, man. That's tough. You can't live like that. You can't survive like that. So I think it's important that that you have some, and that's just, again, just a quick chat GPT back and forth. And I think that it's important, but that's these are just actually published studies. So this wasn't you got to be careful with chat GPT and stuff like that. Y'all can't just be putting it in there and thinking that's everything. You got to go study what it is. It's like Wikipedia. You got to you can't just take the first thing you see. You got to study it more. But it's a good direction pointer. It gets you in the direction the right way. But this is just like, these are just published studies here. These are just quick stuff. This is just a quick questionnaire about that situation. So I don't know if you're caregiving. I don't know if you know some caregivers. I don't know if you're starting to approach that and you're starting to think towards what would happen if that happens. But I think that it's important to at least know that, that's the direction. Now the question is, what you're gonna do with that information. That's the, are you gonna be feared away from, well, I ain't gonna take care of nobody because I ain't gonna live that? Or am I gonna say, okay, I know that that's where it could go. I need to set some, I need to set up some boundaries. We need to set up some stuff. We need to start having a plan. If you're not dealing with caregiving yet, but just in case, maybe while things are good, start setting up a plan with you and your family members. Start, setting up I don't know, like, mama, what's gonna happen with mama? Who gonna take care of mama's money? Who gonna do, So these are really good things that you should do. That I think that you should do. You should at least start thinking about. But if you are a caregiver, if you're caring for somebody, I want to encourage you today, man. Like, I really, really want to encourage you. Like, I know that there's something that's pulling on you that's gonna make you want to continue to do what you're doing, caring for loved ones. I want to, I definitely want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. Shout out to Erica Robertson. I saw some of the comments you were saying about your mom, mom and your uncle. Yeah, all of that. Like, I'm seeing it, man. I'm telling y'all. You like Neil. Yeah, that's why prayer is important. Absolutely. Listen, like, if you are a caregiver, I want to encourage you, man. Like, I know there's this thing that's pulling you to make you want to continue caring for that loved one. I know it. I get it. And I don't think you should stop. I think you should continue doing that thing. I think you're showing one of the greatest acts of love. But I think you should be aware that this is what could happen in the midst of doing that, especially the more you feed into that role. So remember who you are. Remember what your purpose is. Remember what God has called you to. Remember those things. Don't lose sight of those things. And that's why it might be good to have a plan in place, so you don't have to end up being the hero in every area. So you don't have to take care of the finances and the cooking and the cleaning up and the, start talking. And I know sometimes families get crazy. I get it. One sibling just don't do right. They say they're going to do one thing and never show up. I get it. But even knowing that, take that into account and just be real. Like, look, Billy, I know you ain't going to show up. I know you going to say a whole bunch of game, but you ain't going to show up. I know. So I got a plan in place even for that. I mean, so you don't end up with as much of the burnout, as much of the stress. But if you already starting to experience that, that's what we're talking about today. Own it. Own it. Explore why, but own it first. Own it. Hey, if you caretaking for somebody and it's like, hey, I'm burning out. I'm crashing out right now. It's hard. It's tough. I got some stuff I want to do, but I got to be over here with you. I got to own that. It's okay. Because here's where the guilt sets in, because, and I can talk a little bit vulnerably here a little bit so I can kind of understand it. The guilt might set in when you feel like, hey, I'm not experiencing what you're experiencing. I'm not the one suffering the dementia, or like for my wife, I'm not the one sitting up in a hospital bed right now. You know what I mean? Or say it's someone who has a learning disability, like a severe mental disability. I'm not the one who's not experiencing the world at this level. I'm not. So, you like, oh, it could be so much worse. If it's a mobility thing, I'm not the one in a wheelchair. I'm not the one who got I'm not the one. I ain't got no right to feel, but no. You're taking on a toll. You got a big toll that's on you. So when it gets you to the point that you're feeling like you're burning out, own that, man. Own that ish, man. You got to, because if you don't, you're just gonna wear it, suppress it, and it's gonna take a toll on you physically. It's gonna take a toll on you mentally, and ultimately, as the studies have been seen here, the published studies have shown, what ends up happening? The caregivers end up going first. All right, y'all. I'm sick of talking. We coming back with Rich Holmes on the stage. We coming back with Rich Holmes right after this song. I'm just gonna play a woo-saw moment because I done talked my own self up. We're gonna play Marcus McFarlane, Like My God, featuring Eric Dawkins, just because I like that song and it's real smooth and I like the video. So yeah. We coming right back with past star Rich Holmes. I see him back there. All right, y'all. Check in with your people, man.
Who do you know that can make the moon shine tonight? Yeah, call every star by name as they light up the sky. Tell me who's the one that will show up every single prayer that you send up. The only one that can be all you need. He's the only one that can save you. Let me introduce you to my savior. Undefeated, he's the king. Ain't nobody greater, ain't nobody greater, no. No, there ain't nobody like my God. There's no problem that he cannot solve. No, there ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody like my God. Ain't nobody like God. Ain't nobody like God. Ain't nobody like God. Ain't nobody like my God. Now let me tell you who can turn a water into wine, telling the lame to walk and giving sight to the blind. Tell me who's the one that's the healer, set the captives free, a redeemer. He is the only one that can be all you need. He's the only one that can save you. Introduce you to my savior. Oh, undefeated, he's the king. Ain't nobody better. No, there ain't nobody like my God. You really can't compare. There's no problem that he cannot solve. Turn it over to him. No, there ain't nobody. No, there ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody like my God.
Who else can be everywhere all at the same time? Never cease to amaze me, always blowing my mind. And it wasn't enough that he died so that we could have life. As much as we were messed up, he really should have left us, but he forgives us every time. There's nobody like him. There's nobody like him, no.
There's no one like him.
Oh!
No, there ain't nobody like him. Nobody like my God. There's no problems that he cannot solve. Yeah, you all know him. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody like my God. Nobody like my God.
Ain't nobody doing it like.
Nobody doing it.
Ain't nobody moving it like.
Ain't nobody moving it like.
Ain't nobody like my
God. He's the only one that can save you. Nobody like my God.
And we are back. Close this door. Got to close the door. And we are back. We are back. That was Marcus Elder, Mac, McFarlane, Like God. I like this song. This song's a good song. When Eric Dawkins, who is a super producer and all that stuff like that. So shout out to that. I like that video. Just vibey. Got like a vibe to it. The harmonies are so dope. I love it. I love it. But I like the message in it too. You know, I thought it was a good woosah song after all of that, all that conversation. I really am praying for you caretakers, though, man. Y'all are, my God, man. Y'all are the real heroes and the superstars. Hey, y'all, shout out to LAH Entertainment and Arts. They have, like I keep saying, they cover the cost. I'm keep saying their name until it gets locked in your brain in Jesus' name. All right, so, I got rhymes today, y'all. I got rhymes. But shout out to them for covering the costs and the expenses and all that stuff like that. Shout out to all the artists that we've used. But are you subscribed? Are you following? Are you doing all those things? I'm trying to get up to 100 followers on the Zeke Locke page. I'm trying to get to 100 of them. So I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to reach it, y'all. I said if I hit 100, I'm gonna do a pop-up concert with some of this new music, some of these tracks we playing and stuff. So 100 followers. So subscribe. Share it over on the YouTube side. I know y'all follow me on Facebook and all of that, but if you're not following me on Facebook, do that as well. That's why I post the most. So, over on the Facebook side. Instagram, I'm gonna get better about Instagram. And we're not streaming right now on Instagram because of some of the stuff with Instagram. We just gotta figure out how we're gonna do that now. And it just ain't on my priority list. That's just being honest. But we will be back on Instagram. Still follow me there. But definitely subscribe on YouTube. It's a better listening experience. You can always go back and watch all of the interviews, some amazing interviews that we've had, some amazing topics that we've covered. So please go on back. Let's do go on back over to YouTube and subscribe. Please, 100. I swear to y'all, 100 followers, 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm throwing a concert. Real talk. As soon as I see that I crossed 100, I'm planning one. So, boom, just like that. All right, y'all. Let's get to the stage. The one, the only. You heard him doing the hey yos. The one and only, Reverend Dr. Richard Holmes.
What's up?
What's up, Doc?
Glad. Good morning. How y'all doing? How you doing, man? You good?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Heavy topic I was talking about today. I said a heavy topic I was talking about today.
I know, man. I called you at about the 8:30 hour. I said, my goodness, we in it. You was locked in for real. I said, that's it.
Yeah, no. I just think about my just that situation. I put that prompt in Chat GPT, and I was just thinking about the situation that happened with my grandparents and my parents, and that just the multiple effect and impact that had on so many people. Yeah, all over one person who was dealing with a thing, And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong to anybody to caretake or to scare anybody from it. I'm saying be aware that this is the things that happen, in that situation. And if you're aware about it, then at least you can now, own it and then be real with yourself and with your family and with the situation so that you can move into it the way you need to. So that's really what I was driving at.
No, that's good, man. It's funny you was talking about this. My wife does case managing, and that's something that she talked about with K-Terra. We had about a maybe 30-minute discussion yesterday randomly. I just wanted to know more about her job, and it was dealing with what you're talking about, caretakers. Like how many hours they're going to get. That's a big deal, on the business side of it, because some of those people that are caretaking, that's an income for them. Yeah, some of those are their family members or different things like that. And so it was just interesting talking about how different cultures, how their parents live with them, Yeah. And, you talked about even with us, I've always told older generation, don't put me in no home. Don't you put me in no home. You take care of me as best as you can, make sure I'm good. And I always wonder, where does that actually come from? Is it just a lack of support in that area at the nursing homes? Is it just older generation? I don't know if anyone's on the chat to kind of help me out with it. Just what caused them not to want to be in that place, in that home? Just curious.
Yeah, I wonder if Chat GPT got an answer for that. But to me, it seemed like it could be like a whole web of things. Like, first off, nursing homes are hella expensive. So expensive. Like a lot of times more than what someone's fixed income can afford. And if we are going to take care of our parents. We want them to eat like we want them to eat. We want them to have what they have. We want them to, even if it frustrates the mess out of us, we still want them to be comfortable, cared for, and well. Like I think about even Willie when he was talking about him with his mother, strained relationship with his mom his whole life.
Yeah.
And then she gets into her situation with the cancer and everything. And he rose to the occasion and cared for her, like to the effect of always being there. Always, I mean, he would drive all the way over here towards where I'm at. He from the west side, coming all the way over here to get stuff for his mom. Like, there's a few, he'll call me up like, hey, Zeke, you at the house? Like, he'd be 2 minutes from where I'm at. And I know that's an hour's drive in the middle of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, both ways. So you know what I mean? Like we want our parents cared for in nursing homes, the stuff that we can afford on the fixed income.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna get that service. I mean,
Got you. I see what you're saying. So that puts a strain on everybody then if we're trying to pay for the nursing home and deal with the stress of make sure they're getting taken care of, getting the right support. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
So like I remember like my grandfather, my mother's father. So when he passed, before he passed, he was in a nursing home. There was like 2 different nursing homes. There was that one of them was like a janky nurse, like it wasn't good. It just wasn't good. But the other one that he was at was great. I mean, they had meals, they had the community activities, the rooms were nice. It was because his thing was don't put me in no nursing home, man. It just got to the point with his health and stuff. We just had to. Because my auntie had him, like my auntie cared for him, and she like, but it just got to the point where with his health and stuff, he had to go to a nursing home. Of course, he was on don't put me in no nursing home, don't do the, but it just got to the point we had to. So this one nursing home he did all right at, because he started to grow to love it and like it. I think he had this little lady over there he liked, He was, my grandmother had passed on a couple years older,
Make it plain.
Yeah, I mean, so, but I mean, it was just, but there was a community feel where something like that could even happen, man. This other nursing home, no, not so much, like not so much. And so, you know what I mean? Like, and he did not thrive there. And so, but if that's what most of our incomes can afford for our seniors, then I'm not putting my mama in there. I'm not putting my daddy in there. I take care of them myself.
Yeah.
But think of all that comes with needing 24-hour care. Like, in a nursing home, people are paid for that. They went to school for that. They're paid for it. They take shifts. They got days off. They wear it now. Don't get it twisted. Like they get to know their patients, their clients. They wear it. They have a certain level of sadness and stuff that happens for them as well. But at the end of the day, they still take off. They still got. If you caring for it and it's your parent, ain't no day off. Ain't no.
Yeah, man. This is real conversations, bro. Like I finally had my conversation with my parents, and they came like, "Hey, we're getting older." I was like, "What y'all talking about? Everybody, all right? We good." But it was hey, we're getting older. There's nothing going on. We're still in good health, but it's time to start having some conversations. And I'm like, I ain't ready for this. You know what I mean? And looking at myself as a 40-year-old male, and it's still like, man, that's a real conversation. Because still with my parents, I still like what your cousin talked about, having that little kid imagination and still being able to have that. When I was with my parents, I still had that, man. I turned right into a son, and I love it. But it's just to see that now, it's like, man, those are real life conversations. How do you deal with that? What is the plan? And one thing I love about us is we do work on structure. Yeah, I think it's important in everything to have some type of structure, some type of plan. When things do happen that you may not want to happen, you know what I mean? It's still good to have those plans and strategies in place to make better decisions, because like we talked about, even in these decisions, when your parents made the decision to go out to Vegas, it affected everybody around. It wasn't just them. It wasn't just is your father's mother, right?
Right. That was my father's mom.
Yep. And so it just was a decision. You had to deal with that decision. So again, when decisions in life, even with this, with health, with going to the nursing home, with whatever you're doing, keep in mind of other people as well. It's not just you involved with that as well. So
yeah. It's like it's a multi-dimensional situation, And then I even think about the stuff that ends up happening. Like, say you got, God forbid, but I'm gonna use you as an example, right? Like you got, out of the 4 boys, something happens to your parents, and then like you always at the house,
Yeah.
Always. Like you always taking them to their appointments. You always now you and your brothers got good relationship, but if
Yeah.
that situation ends up happening, their relationship starts getting shattered real quick.
Yep.
Cause when something happened to mama and she ain't with us no more, then it's like, well, nigga, you weren't even here when what's all this crying for when you was da. Well, now I'm mad at
Mhm.
you because who are you to tell me I can't cry over my mama? Like,
Right.
so now because if you really loved her, you would have been there. Nigga, what you doing? Now y'all don't talk for 10 more years because and you
Because of
still
that.
wearing the stress of the fact that my brother was not there
Wow.
taking care of it. That's still real. That still happened. But
Yeah.
also, you just told me I can't mourn my mama, and you acting like I don't love my mama, and you acting like this. So that's still real.
Yeah.
And nobody knows how to talk that out. So it has these like long lasting tolls and impacts, man. And I watched that happen to
Yeah.
some degree, being for real in my family. Like the
That's real.
pastor's kids. I watched that happen in my family. Like,
That's real stuff, man. It happens
yeah.
in a lot of families. And it's just dealing with that sibling, I don't want to call it rivalry, but just that, how do you combat that? How do you deal with that with siblings, man? Again, one thing I love is communication. I think is always effective. Planning those things out, talking it out. Who's
Mhm.
going to do what if you have a chance to get that together? Whose responsibility is going to do that? Who's going to take care of the bills? Who's going to take care of the house and getting it clean? Who's going to take care of the person themselves? Who's going to? And so I think those things are important to have in place. And sometimes, of course, things happen, but as you continue to communicate, it's a frustrated situation, just like you would do any other frustrating situation. You have to find a way to come together, put your emotions to the side, and try not to let them lead, and really get things done that needs to get done. But that's an emotional thing, man, especially with family, with friends. So I'm glad I haven't experienced that yet, but it's glad to just hear people talking about it, just to
Yeah.
kind of at least get in your mind, like, man, okay, that's real. That situation,
Mhm.
I understand.
Yeah. I
Yes,
think
so
of it
what
as
do you do?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think of it as using like the wisdom of these situations. Like these are studies, like these are actual like studies. People have studied these tolls, these actual things. People have
Yeah.
studied these relationship breakdowns. People have experienced these relationship breakdowns. People have seen their families, and so that's why I think it's important. It says they overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. If the word of your testimony is my family was destroyed after my
Mm,
grandparents passed away and we explored why our family was destroyed. We explored it. This happened and this happened and this happened. Okay, you start to unpack that. Well, that's your testimony. Whether
yeah.
your family is back together or not, your testimony
Mm,
is my family was destroyed by this. And I'm letting you know, you know what I'm saying?
got you.
That when you get down this road, be careful for this, that, and the other, because that will destroy your family. It's got the potential to do it. I don't care how good you think your family is. I don't care how holy you think
Yeah.
you are. Pastors' families be the main ones that end up falling
Yeah.
out. Like
Got you.
over this kind of stuff. I mean, all kind of stuff get involved. Who gonna
Yeah.
take over the church? Because most churches at that point just business, right? So who gonna take over the church, and who gonna take over the house, and who gonna take over and who gonna take care of mama? And say it's a church situation where the pastor, none of the kids gonna take over the church,
Right.
but the mama get left behind because so the church was taking care of mama all these years. So who's supposed to take care of mama now? Like and what happened with the church, and how come y'all didn't do it? And then families end up fractured, friendships end up fractured. And the tolls that takes ends up just breaking all kinds of stuff apart. You end up with the isolation. You end up running away. And we like literally, I know so many families where that was the case.
Yeah.
like like to some degree, mine included. Like I know
Mm,
man, I'm talking pastors' family specifically right now.
yeah.
If you add to that all the other people whose families who
Yeah.
were either fractured or whatever the case may be, on some
Wow.
level. But you know,
That is serious, man. I hope families can just communicate and talk more and just uncover things that might have been there for years, resentment, all of those things come out during these moments, high emotional moments, high stress level moments, and that can cause unhurt pain that you had in the past, and you bring it in right now on top of what we're going through with mama, on top of what we're going through with big mama. You're gonna bring that up right now. Oh my goodness. And that's how the enemy can come in there, man. And he'll destroy foundations, destroy families, destroy relationships if you allow it. So that's why us as believers, man, we got to think a different way than just what the world tells us to think and how society tries to tell us to think. We have to find our root and foundation somewhere in God, in scripture, and let that lead us during these pivotal moments. Let that be our lead and guide during those pivotal moments, just like he lead and guide us in everything else. He led you and guided you into salvation. Why not let him lead you and guide you in grief? Let him lead you and guide you in how to fix relationships. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's important for us to get that together. For those that don't have that relationship, again, communication is our biggest key. Trusting in our family, believing in our family. I know that can be tough because families get separated a lot. But again, you have to start somewhere, man. And you got to trust. And I'm a person that believes in God, that God will make it all good if it's for your good and if you love him. It works together for our good, even in grieving moments.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, like, you know, go back to, you talk about my cousin, you know, go back to that having a plan situation. So that's where our prophetic voice, Jamaica Lachey, comes and adds some work to the promise. Like, so put a plan, like, don't get into the crisis moment and then wait. Now, Lord, I need you to guide me and direct me. Like, you should have been praying that 15 years ago when everything was good and everybody could have laid stuff out. You could have wrote a will. You could have had a, you know, and I'm even checking myself on some of this, right? You could have wrote a will and had, you know, like you said, who gonna take care of mama? Who gonna be financially? Who gonna handle the finances? Like, so this who's going to the bank? Who's signing off on the checks? Do we need 2 siblings to sign off? Do we need like, mama, how do you got this set up? You know, what's going to what? Where's the life insurance coming from? Like, who we need to call or something? Like, having that plan put in place well in advance, and it's just locked away in a vault on a computer or something. And then when life does what life does, then you just pull the plan out. You just keep updating the plan as you go along, you know, as opposed to having no plan and then something happen and everybody get caught off guard. And so on top of the stress that you do have to grieve through and deal with, there's all these other things that come up and all of that stuff. And now you got to make a plan with all of that going on. So now somebody, of course, is going to be, well, I wanted to say some words and I wanted to, I was supposed to, how you going to tell me I can't talk about my grandmama? Because grandma got 72 grandchildren and all you Negroes can't get up here and talk. So we just going to have one spokesperson to talk for this generation, another one to talk for this level of generation. I wanted to say something because the story of the time when grandma took me over to the Dairy Queen and we bought the, you know what I'm saying?
Like, we go city land together.
But when a plan is in place, like everybody already know going into it, and then we can figure something out because I know my cousin Rebecca. This ain't I ain't got no cousin Rebecca, but I know my cousin Rebecca gonna act the fool if she don't get to say nothing about grandma. But we ain't got time for Rebecca to get up there doing the service. But I tell you what we do. Hey Rebecca, I'm gonna hit you up with it. Rebecca, during the repast, do you mind standing up? We're gonna have some different cousins come in and say something. You mind standing up and telling that dumb story you used to always tell about grandma taking you to Dairy Queen? Like, you know what I mean? Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you see, it just flips it around. It flipped, but that plan was put in place a long time ago while everybody's on good terms. Because when you're grieving, it's hard to find good terms with anybody.
Because your emotions high.
Yeah. You know, a lot of divorces happen not just for financial reasons, but a reason a lot of married couples round about the ages around 50s, like the late 40s into like the early 60s, so really through the 50s, a lot of times they end up divorced. I got to find where this study is because they're going through these hard experiences in life where they're losing parents or caretaking for parents, and it puts a stress. Also, the children are typically, you know, in times past, much older, so their schedules have changed, and so there's the, you know, that loss of that separation from kids. Now you've been joined at the hip with your kids, but now they dating on their own now and going hanging out with their friends. So you got that loss, but now you got to take care of a parent, and then they pass away, and all the stuff that happens with their siblings and all of that. And you supposed to be on my side, like what you mean you gonna? No, he ain't right. You supposed to. Whose side is you on? Well, I ain't on nobody's side, baby. I'm just saying you overreacted. What you mean? And now, and all this stuff settles, and then people end up either separated or divorced just dealing with what life already does. And I'm saying, like, maybe it is good to have some plan while things are on good terms, you know?
Yeah, that's it, man. And that's it. I like that. Gotta have a good plan, man. I'm big on that. In
Yeah.
every area, every facet I can find. I can get a good plan and structure that'll help me to keep my emotions in where it needs to be. Because even when my emotions get high, I can come back and focus. Okay, here was the plan. Here was the strategy. F that plan, man. No, but it's something that you can come back to try to keep you in a structured environment during that moment. A lot of people was like, but I don't want to feel. It makes me feel boxed in, and I want to be free. And I'm like, all right, but it can cause a lot more damage than just necessarily good in that moment. You know, but I've seen it both ways. So yeah, I tend to lean more towards the structure environment. During, these type moments, these stressful situations, these life situations, man.
Yeah. Plus, you know, it gives it that seal of approval too when the parents are the ones who did it while they still in their right mind. Again, my grandmother was a vibrant, beautiful, like just like she loved shopping, she loved dancing, she'd talk your ear off. She didn't mix up that she wasn't friends with. Like she was well loved, well, you know. So this is my dad's mom I'm talking about. Like, you know, she was this person. She fit in well in a place like Las Vegas. She got involved in a church real well. Like, so to see her flip to like, you don't expect that to happen, and it happens so quickly. So at a certain point, we can't ask grandma what she want to do at a funeral, what she thinks is a good way to. At a certain point, we can't, because grandma can't comprehend that granddaddy is dead now. Like, you know what I'm saying? She can't even comprehend that. So yeah, like she's this 16-year-old girl in Franklinton, Louisiana right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so she can't comprehend that. No, she's an 80-year-old woman in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
What do you want to do at your? So while things are good, you know, but like you said, man, your parents hit you with that. They first start bringing it up. That just get that bull out of here.
We really need to have a conversation.
What kind of conversation is that?
Yeah, no one was, but it was needed. It was good. So yeah. God gets the glory. Everybody's all right. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's just getting structures and things and planning, which I know a lot of times in our culture, we don't really do that a lot. Or it's not easy. We don't want to do it because ain't nothing happening. We ain't got no faith when you start doing this. But it's really just planning, man.
I don't care how much faith you got. People gonna die. Like, okay. At a one day or another. Like, I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be morbid. I ain't saying you're gonna die tomorrow. I ain't saying nothing like that. I'm just saying this time in 200 years you won't be here. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I got you.
And you don't know when it's gonna happen. None of us know when it's gonna happen. But the older we get, we do know that the process of life means that it's like even if it's just on natural order, it's just gonna happen.
Yeah,
you ain't got a plan, so you might as well have a plan.
Got you. Yeah. I approve this message. Here's a plan, saints.
A plan. Again, I'm talking even to myself, man. You know, because it's just hitting me now these days. But that's how you manage your wellness in those moments. I think, you know, like it's just one less thing to worry about. Like, you ain't got to worry about a funeral. You know, like if you ain't, because it's already planned out. So everything's it's just bop, bop, bop. Because I know some stories. I know a lot of stories that people did have really good plans. And it was like, no, she had this laid out, that, and the other, boom, boom, boom. So we knew exactly who to call. We know exactly which funeral home to go to. It was already laid out. The graveside was laid out. This was already routed to go this way with the money. So the people got to just grieve.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it was just doing the steps that was in place already.
Yeah. I don't know how I get on this, but I was on Instagram. You know, I would be finding something. And it was a young lady. I don't know if she was a AKA or she was something. And you know, she was in the hospital and she was on her bed, and it was like she had cancer. And she was just like 2-3 days. She invited all her friends and sorrows. We're gonna plan my wedding and how it's gonna be. And she put it down from the colors to what she want people to say, how she want them to be. And it was an emotional moment because these women are crying, going crazy, and this girl is being strong. Like, no, get y'all face together because that's not how you're gonna be at my funeral. I want y'all to be as dazzling and as amazing as y'all supposed to. Make sure your hair look like this, girl. If it ain't looking like this, I got something for you when I come back. You know what I mean? And it's that thing. And so it's just uplifting to see. And 2 days later, she transitioned, but she planned it all out with her friends and her family, close people, and what meant something to her. And it was just good to see that, man. And I was just like, wow. They tried to get me to cry, but I didn't cry. But it was an emotional moment for just to see that, you know, and to see how happy she was at that moment. And then they all took a picture at her funeral, exactly how she saw it and how she visioned it. And they put it out there, man. That was great, man. So it was just good just to see a plan being ready. And I'm not talking about the expenses and all that stuff, but it was just seeing that structure being ready. That was pretty dope to see.
Yeah. And imagine how many relationships were probably actually strengthened as a result of that, as opposed to strained.
Yes.
Like the plan actually maybe strengthen a relationship as opposed to strain those relationships, you know.
Yeah.
Because they'll always have that memory, they'll always have that, you know, that sense of accomplishment that this is what she said she wanted, we did it. And so that sense of joining together. And so now over that, they even bond even closer versus, you know, nah, I know she would have wanted this. She, nah, girl, she would have wanted that. Nah, I know. But both of y'all wrong because I know she would, you know what I'm saying? Now we all fighting and all us wrong.
Yeah.
She wants y'all to take a, you know, whatever it was. She wanted us to do this. Like, and we all would have thought she wanted something else, but she hit us all with a surprise. Well,
no surprise.
The plan had that. And so now the strength of the relationship versus the strain on it, you know.
Strength versus strain,
Yeah.
And it was, he talked about it. She had them, hey, I don't want you having this attitude. I don't need that from you on this day. I need you to let such and such handle this. All right. I need you to, and it was just, you know, good to see people coming together like that. And they talked about how much strength it helped to overcome this. You know what I mean? Because this is still my girl, my sister, my cousin, my friend, and you know, but I gotta get through it because she gonna want us to do it. If she don't, she gonna come back and get me in my sleep. You know what I mean? And it brought them together to overcome it. So I think community, even in that space, is huge. If we can all get on one accord, you know, it's not just off of scriptural, off a project, it's just in any principle. If we can all get on one accord, speaking the same language, thinking in the same mindset, we can overcome whatever it is that we're struggling together. I'm like a big person on that in community. You know, one person doesn't have it all. You know what I mean? One person doesn't have it all. So it's really good to just see community coming together in grief, community coming together in struggle, community coming in economics, community coming together in education, in gun control, in whatever it is that's going on in this world. It's going to take community. It's going to take community to help. Just like they say, it takes a village to raise our kid. It may take a village to help our parents out when they get older. You know, it's going to take us all coming together because they were the foundation. They were the pioneers. And if our foundations be destroyed, what shall the righteousness do? What we going to do if our foundations are being destroyed? It's our generations before us are being destroyed. No, we got to take it on to ourselves to keep them up. Keep their wisdom going, keep their strength going far beyond when they leave this place. You know, so it's all about being together in community, even through this grief moments. Like I want to rely on my brothers and sisters. I want to rely on my family. I want to rely on the Locke'd stars. I want to come here in the morning and still feel that somebody's, hey man, keep going, keep going. You got something going. It's okay what you're going through, but we're here. We're loving you. We're pushing you through it. You got some community of people that's really here to help you. So that's important too. I'm sorry, I ran on that. My bad. He left me. He went to go potty. So I see it's just me. So yeah, man, it's just important that we as a community of believers, community of those that can help each other out, because what we face through in our family, there's somebody that's went through it, that's going through it, that's overcome it. And if we can find people we can connect with, those to help us push us through those situations. Like Zeke had talked about with our homie Will, man, it was just good to see him go through it. It's not good to see him go through it, but it was great that he went through it and to be there with him. That was a great part about it. And so, yeah, man, it's a lot that we got to live by, and a lot that we just keep on going through in this life that we live in, you know?
Oh my God. Nigga. All right. He had to go potty.
I tried to get through it. I hope I did the best I could, guys. I wasn't ready to go on the
Yo,
field.
so, y'all.
I was just like, let me just keep it going. Saints and ain'ts. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Did you see the comment that I left in the chat?
No, I missed it.
Oh, okay. So no wonder. I thought
it didn't pop up on the red notification.
So I left a comment for him on the chat. We got like a chat on the side. And he said, and I said, hey, keep going. I gotta pee. So apparently he didn't see it, and he just told the whole world I had to pee. That's why I was like, nigga.
I said, I'm pretty sure he had the potty. Let me keep going. I'm like, it didn't even come up on the prior. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
I put you on the screen solo. I was like, whoa, this coffee. I had that go.
I'll go next time. When I go by my solo, y'all know something is happening in the background.
Oh, Jesus. Be your own friends, y'all. Be your own friends.
I didn't mean to tell the world. Hey, world.
It's all good. Now y'all know I pee sometimes. Now y'all know I be peeing sometimes. But I heard everything you said, though. I was hearing everything you were saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, It's a really serious subject, man. Something that we have to eventually may not want to touch and talk about as much, but I think the more communication is about it, the more teaching and perspectives we can get on it, the more foundation we get even from scripture and experiences, I think it'll help us push it past even, push us past it, for sure. Yeah. So I hope that point of keeping our generation before us, keeping them up, man, that's important, man. Y'all should take that to heart.
Yeah, no, real talk. Because it's something inside of us, like you said, whether it be cultural or economic or whatever the case may be, it's something just inside of us now at this point that is, I think, cultural. And we're going to take care of our elderly, and we're going to take care of our sickly, and we're going to take care of our ones with mental disabilities and our ones who can't move, I think about I told that story about when we came home from church one Sunday, and 15 minutes earlier they had shot up the house next door. And so my neighbor that was next door ended up in a wheelchair all his life, and how many situations like that happen where boys end up, boys on the hood, on the block end up shot up, can't walk, but guess what they boys still doing? Pushing them around in that wheelchair, remember it used to always be the joke about the dude in the wheelchair and somebody pushing them down the street. They still caring for their boy, even on the block. They still it's just something inside of us that cares for our loved ones, and we're gonna do it. So don't let it end up being something that's so beautiful. I think I don't want it for people to become a curse. That thing that's such a blessing, if it's not treated with care and respect and understanding, can become a curse to you. And it's no, don't. The information. I think this at least conversation is worth it, because just having that information, when somebody reaches this point, maybe they'll think about these things so they can avoid that pitfall. That's all. Avoid the pitfall.
We don't want you to fall.
We don't want you to fall.
Some of us is already falling. I'm like, no, man, you don't want to fall down there. It takes a lot to get back from it. So if you can find a way not to fall in it, we are here to help you not fall in it.
Yeah.
Now to him who's able to keep you from falling. He's able to do it.
Yeah. Man, Doc, this was a heavy Wellness Wednesday, y'all. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday.
You ain't see too many comments. Oh, they had comments. I do see them.
Yeah, there's comments on there. Yeah. Matter of fact, I hit a couple of them real quick. Let's see. Maybe I just touch a couple. Oh, shoot. Why the thing just jumped?
I just forgetting you got to move this thing down over here.
Let's see. This is the one I was trying to get to right there. I just lost it. Boom. So sometimes you end up in these situations where you got, family who felt it was her duty to take care of. Selfish, didn't care. The toll it would take on the caretaker. And that's a real conversation too. That's real conversation right there, for real. That happens as well, Will C said a lot of nursing homes are trash. They don't take care of the people You know, they don't do the stuff that they supposed to do the way they supposed to do it. Yeah, so that one right there hit me. Hold on, that was another one that I saw that came through in there. Go ahead.
No, that's what I was going back to, just saying, like, why people, they didn't want to go into nursing homes, but I get it. If they're not up to par what they supposed to be doing, I don't want my family in there either.
Yeah. When you were talking about community and support systems and taking a village and all that, shout out to J.R. Community and support systems are important. Yeah. It really does. Like, it really does take a village. It really does. It's so important, man. It's so important that we had these conversations. In the show. Man, Doc, give people a word, man. Give people because we done had a whole convo.
Hey, it's Jesus week, people. I hope you are some kind of way lifting up Jesus somewhere, huh? It's Jesus week. It's all about him. Like I always say, man, life is choice driven. Again, the choices that you are making is not just about you. It does impact others. So life is choice driven. You will live or die by the choices you choose to make. Like I always tell you, here's the hint: choose life. Life is so much better with Jesus. You know, I've learned that over my life. It's just so much better with him. Why? Because he said, I come that you may have life. Now, you can have this life, regular living, a normal life if you want to, but also that life that you can live more abundantly. So there's options for you, but it's up to you. Do I just want to live life, or do I want to live the abundant life of God? I got another choice for you. Choose the abundant life. All right, I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to get on out the way. God, thank you for this time of coming together with these, your people. Pray that something was said to help encourage them, even in their moment of pain, in their moment of despair, in their moment of uncertainty or struggle, even in fear, even in the moments of even difficult moments, dealing with family members, dealing with situation that comes up. Father God, we ask that you give them guidance. Let them look unto you. Let them fix their eyes on you and see that you have something better, you have something greater for them, Lord God. Give them plans to help them push through their emotions. Give them grace. Give them comfort during this time, Lord. Somebody just need comfort. They just need to know that you are near. Give them a hug. Wrap your arms around them. Let them know, I am here to take the pain away. I am here to take anxiety away. I am here to take stress away. Just allow me to do it. And God, I pray that something again today, keep them protected. Let this be the best week they have experienced. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And amen. And amen. Y'all, this was a great episode. Thank you to all the Lock stars that tuned in. This is the comment that we always wait for. This is the one. This is always the last comment of the day. But first, let me acknowledge Miss Ursula Ellis and Mr. Smith Baptiste. Shout out, y'all. What's up? Lock stars. But all right, so this always got to be the last one. The benediction comment. The benediction comment from Mama JP Rideout. Listen to what she said, y'all. Today's podcast was very, very relatable to me as a senior citizen who is also a caregiver to a loved one. I can relate to everything that was, I read all caps, to everything that was discussed. I have felt every emotion that Zeke discussed. It's hard. It is hard, stressful, but at the same time rewarding to be able to do all that I can while I can. Thank you for the encouragement. I received it. The podcast was very good. Hey, thank you, Mama, for that. Hey, y'all, I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for locking in every morning and coming on here and just getting the conversation going. Honest to God, I appreciate it. It makes it worth it, Doc. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It makes it worth it. It does. It really does. So thank y'all to all of y'all. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're on. Check us on Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Check out Rich. See his name right there on Instagram at BRich44. Go check him out on IG. Yeah. And what's that right there?
This is Nail It to the Cross. We have a moment on Sunday, Easter Sunday, where we're going to nail these struggles, nail whatever it is that's been holding us back. We are going to actually have a moment where we nail it to the cross. So if you want to join us, we'll be doing it 10 a.m. Morning View Word Church. Nail it to the cross. I'll be talking too, so y'all help support a brother. Help a brother out.
Nice. What about Friday, Doc?
Friday. Oh, I am doing my first ever 7 last words on Friday, Good Friday. I will be at a Prayer and Faith, I believe it is, in Park Forest. Prayer and Faith in Park Forest. So that's at 7 o'clock. I'll be talking the 7 last words of Jesus on the crucifixion on the cross. I've never done it before, so y'all pray for me in that.
It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. If y'all ain't doing nothing, y'all go out there and check him out on that one. I think today was a good show, Doc. I think today stirred up some emotion inside of me even, you know? Like it got me going, oh, man, this is real conversations. I need to go. All right, y'all. Y'all be well. Y'all check in on your loved ones. Y'all make sure everybody's all right. Y'all be well yourselves. Woo! And then if you ain't doing nothing on Friday, go see at BRich44. Pastor Rich Holmes preaching on the 7 last words. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, LAH Entertainment and Arts. We appreciate all of y'all. Y'all go have a blessed hump day. Peace.